Welcome to Patrick Roberts, our new timeline.
Three, two, one, action. Hey, how's everybody tonight? Welcome. Can you hear me all right? Can you guys hear me? Fine. So, hey, Sharky, Golden Boy, Golden Boy, the Outsiders, Golden Boy, right? Okay. I always get off track on HADA, whatever that's called, HMDA. Watchful, welcome. Brenda, welcome, Brenda. Um, all right, thanks for letting me know, Sharky. So, I don't really have anything planned for tonight. Like, not any real. There's a couple things I want to talk about, but I want. I'll bring in a few people if they want to come in. But I think, I guess the main point I'm trying to get through tonight is I've been doing some reading on, consciousness and stuff like that. And, oh, I'll get you one tonight, Golan. Sorry about that. um, so, what I wanted to convey tonight is that I want, as the title says, um, have faith in yourself. And if you're like me, it's hard to do. Because if you're like me, we had trouble bringing up, hated school, all that stuff. So it's like I was always told, um, probably not good enough, you know, or I was a wrestler and I wrestled. I started in like third grade. I wrestled all the way up through high school until my 11th grade year when uh, I was in a wrestling match and winning the match, and the next match would have gotten me to state. And the guy picked me up like did a farmer on me, threw me down, and I landed right on my. Everybody could hear it as soon as I landed. The referee stepped in and they brought the paramedics over right away. I just fractured my collarbone. But it the rest of the year was done. But anyways, the point I'm getting to is I looked at wrestling as a sport that you had to rely on yourself, only yourself. And I liked it because it built me up, and it also I was in good physical shape. But my dad, he's a man's man, and he never ever came to any of my wrestling matches. Um, it was a faggot sport to him, and so we do. We all probably went through shit like that, and it's hard to have faith in yourself. And I want you guys to know, everybody that comes to my channel, I want you to know I have faith in you guys. Um, Especially the ones that I've known for years and the ones that come video to video with me, and I get to learn a little bit about them. Or even if they're not on my channel, they're on one of the other awesome channels like Elgo's or Ken's channel, and they go on there and they tell it how it is in their life, and you learn about them, and you become very connected with them. And you know, I just think you guys should know that. And I hate the crochet of whatever that word is. Of we're in this together. We are actually in Christ conscious together. We are all part of Christ, and that's the way I feel. So yada yada yada. Let's go from there. Got that out of there. So now the rest of the streams is going to be thoughts. There's two subjects that I really want to hit on tonight, and I think they're awesome subjects. Um, and I like them because one of the subjects is part of my name. So I mean, I believe it has a lot. I believe there's some realism to it, and the subjects are going to be time travel and timelines. I think both of these I've gone over and over, and let's add consciousness into all three of these. Because the more I read about consciousness, and the more I read about our history changing, and how many times have we had a reset? You know, um, we got the mud flood, we got the Anunnaki. Were the Anunnaki actual reptiles? This is all very interesting. There's actual proof of back in that time of time travel, I believe. I believe in the writings in the walls, there's proof of time travel. And I need to look that up because I know I seen it in one of the videos, and I wasn't expecting to go on tonight. So I was going to research more into it and pull up some videos, and I tried to do it real fast before going on, but I didn't. But I felt that I wanted to come on tonight. I didn't see anybody else scheduled, so I figured, hey, let's do this. I'm up, so let's talk. Hey, Voynich, welcome. No wrenches for you. All the wrenches. Let's see. Voynich, JW, welcome, JW. Good guy there. Voynich, you're all good. But Shartikon, Golan, Brenda, Watchful, and Voynich and JW. So welcome, guys, and welcome, lurkers. There's been a lot of talk about you lurkers. You're good people, and I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. You don't have to come into the chat to join in. If you want to lurk, go ahead. But I would appreciate it if you come in and chat. Want to get to know everybody. You know, anybody that watches this channel, I want to get to know. And, you know, so I have a connection with all you guys, and I wish, I wish I could run a 6 to 8 hour show every day, but yeah, it's just not possible. No, no, no. LAB, welcome, welcome, LAB. Ellie, have you been? Yeah, you've been going on Ken's channel. You know, you guys are more than welcome. Come on here anytime. Yep, you can go on Ken's channel. You can come on here, unless there's something wrong with me. Don't worry, I keep the room fresh. Smells good. Nobody stinks. All right, so I will put the link out there if anybody wants to join in on these conversations I just brought up. And does anybody know how to get a file of a song off of YouTube? It's a private song off of YouTube into a what is it called? It has to be in a format, and I don't remember what the name of the format was. It's an easy format. I mean, not easy, but does anybody know how to do that? So I can play it. I know Propagate This Light does, but I'm pretty sure he knows how to do it. Does anybody else know how to MP4? MP4, I think that's what it's called. It has to be transferred into an MP4 so I can play it on here. And this is one of my very best friends right here that is gonna join us. Hey, Sharky, Shark the Kong.
Hey, brother.
How's it going?
Disturbing.
Huh?
Like always here in Orion, it's disturbing. Watching the dark take over, even in this little town. I've been watching it for, a few years since with Christmas concerts. My son's in band, right? And
Mhm.
of course he's going to go to school next in a few weeks, after Christmas, with his mama. But it got even worse this year, you know. So I was honestly, so I thought about calling you just to talk on the phone before I saw you was going to go on, and I knew Sunny was in bed. I kind of rode her when I was sitting in the parking lot, but then when I went in and everything, I think my son's asleep by now. So, but if not, this was look at this, a holiday celebration. How about that?
Accents? What?
Yeah, that's fucking Krampus. This place loves its upside down Christmas trees and Krampus. Now I remember Krampus, and it was a movie, right? But it was like somebody just made this shit up. But here, it's a thing. It's a thing. And the songs, from a few years back, when the
Yeah,
kids
wasn't
would play them,
Krampus back in the day? Wasn't Krampus a scary movie about Santa
it was
Claus?
just a scary movie. It had no folklore to it, basically, as far as I knew.
Good
I
to
had
see
never
you.
heard of Krampus till the movie come out. And then I watched that movie, and it was something. It was kind of scary, for sure. Um, but here's the thing, and my son's school was just like, "Hey, we've had Halloween. Why don't we just make Christmas scary?" And
Yeah, I
it
noticed
was
that
messed
too.
up, man.
You felt the word Christmas in it. I noticed it too.
They didn't. Yes, it says a holiday celebration, doesn't it? It doesn't
Yeah,
say Christmas. Um, and then you
yeah.
got the demonic Santa there.
Huh.
Dead eyes, dead skull, just skull Looks
That
like
does.
me.
It is a skull, isn't it?
Skull. Yeah, yeah. You see the nose?
Wow. I'll be. That's their. Oh wow! Look at all the skulls all around in the Christmas. In the
Oh yeah,
wreath.
it's horrible, man. It's horrible. Um,
Wow. I mean, this
it's
this is their
look at the
their
blood drops. See the blood
yeah.
drops.
So this
Yeah.
is their like pamphlet for the musical Christmas musical thing.
This was tonight's pamphlet. Yeah.
Wow.
I sat outside through the first two, the elementary and the junior high, and I went in, because I don't know none of these people. I don't know none of these kids. I mean, it's not like when we were growing up and you would know.
Well, I mean, they got people. They got people indoctrinated into saying happy holidays now, so
Yeah,
nobody offends anybody. It's
yeah.
definitely a crazy world. This is,
And
and
what was sorry?
I was just gonna say it just brings me right into these timelines. You know, there's got to be it's got to be some sort of timelines. There's got to be something with this timeline thing.
Yeah, it's infected somehow, but it ain't with whatever the hell they're telling us. But it's infected with evil.
Right, and there's now. Did you see the evidence of the giants? They just found a big hand.
No, I've saw quite a bit of that kind of stuff though, and I totally believe it here. Everything's possible here.
Yeah.
Everything.
Now, weren't the giants now supposedly they got them all, but some people are saying there's still giants that live here. Now, aren't the
Here,
giants like the fallen angels?
I don't know. I mean, I get all kind of mixed up.
I'm getting really confused.
I
Um,
do too.
I thought the giants were
I thought they were like the Nephilim or
Nephilim.
Nephilim,
Yeah, the Nephilim, the fallen angels, the ones
the
who
offspring, and
impregnated
then they.
human women,
Mhm.
or is it the Nephilim that impregnated human women, and then the giants were bore out of that? I don't know. Somebody
I
help
don't either.
us. Got to really get into that Bible and uh,
I know, and it's changed so much, and I don't know so many of the changes, but that's probably something I'll never end up even sitting down. I just kind of go off what.
yeah, all
Go
lost
off
in
the way I
history.
go off.
Been
Yeah.
interested in the giants for a long time. I found a while back, and I put it on. It's actually one of my streams I did probably almost 2 years ago now. But I did a stream of a newspaper article that they had found 8 or 9 giants here in Wisconsin, and they're all. I think they were buried almost together. Damn, what is that? That looks like the devil or something. Krampus is coming. Oh wow.
Ain't that nice? That's on page 2, 3. Yeah, they say that they only played 3 songs, and the third song, um, a Christmas Tale, and they had this woman up there, and they had a speaker narrating in between parts of this song, and she was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I can't do it, but she was doing like this witchy, really, really witchy tale of words through the song, and it says a Christmas Tale. In some European Christmas traditions, Saint Nick, Santa Claus, without the E, does not work alone. He travels with Krampus, a quote Christmas devil who
Right.
doles out punishment to bad boys and girls on Christmas Eve. This work serves as a darkly delightful Christmas piece intended to educate and entertain. Are you fucking kidding me? I about shit my bricks. I was up there just like, and laying to the loft watching all this stuff, and I'm just like, what in the crap? And they had all the kids draw stuff, and they had like this. I took a picture of it because it was kind of weird. I just kept trying to figure it out. There was a picture of Santa Claus some kid drew, and it was a great big picture, and on the top for a hat, there was a cat skull, and the cat, it was a skinned cat on top of Santa Claus in the white, the grayish whitish, kind of made into the Santa Claus garb. The white that would be around the edges. It all kind of flowed together like a furry Santa kills cats or something. I don't know. It's weird. And then they had a giant
Hey,
footprint
welcome.
up there. Another kid drew this giant footprint, and it turns out, I guess that, which I picked out on the way home talking to James. It was the Abominable Snowman. It was a Yeti, and I'm just like, that was like the junior high band played that song. I'm just like, and then the junior high evidently played this song, Santa the Barbarian. I missed this one because I didn't listen, but it's a song. But and they wrote in here, Santa the Barbarian. In the work, the composer has reimagined the jolly old elf as a warrior of the winter wastes. The familiar tunes of Up on the Housetop and Jingle Bells are transformed into a war cry for this incarnation of Santa as he navigates the snowy desert with his 8 mighty Reign, Reign-Deer, Basher, Bangler, Lancer, Victim, Bomb-It, Brutus, Runner, and Blitz, Blitz-Them, THM. On Christmas night, he fights his way across the unforgiving terrain in time to bring toys to all the good children, leaving a path of destruction and candy cane carnage in his wake. I swear, man, I don't know where the hell I'm at. And this is like the worst one. I mean, it's been kind of going like one year there wasn't any Christmas songs at all, and now it's like up to this over the years, the past few years since 16, and I'm just like,
That's
okay,
crazy.
this is the Christmas. I mean, what the? Why? I mean,
Yeah,
and then it's the war. We know this is a spiritual war here, and that's why, straight up.
yeah.
Even
Brenda
in this,
says, Sharky should have said something to the school staff about the program.
I didn't
Yeah,
know about it until I got there tonight. I
yeah.
mean, it's a band. Who the hell thinks you're gonna? I mean,
Huh.
but hey, man, everybody just goes along with it. I mean, that's just the thing they do, and I mean, I would be the only one. I probably.
That's Hey, there's another interesting thing that I seen today. Um, I don't know. I should have looked it up, but um, do you remember Bob Dole?
Yeah, Doyle. He was Doy. He had a Y in his name
Yeah,
for
but
me. But
there's something else different about him. Okay,
oh,
I I do not remember him being injured in World War II, where this hand is pretty much all like withered in.
what? No, no,
Yeah,
no, 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 no. I ain't. Are you
I
serious?
I seen it today, and I was like, what? When the? I don't remember him being injured in World War II like that.
I don't
Uh,
remember hearing anything about him being in the service, but that is, I mean, I probably didn't know, but I would remember a crinked up hand for
yeah,
sure.
or a World
It's
War
just
II
that just seems to be
story.
like,
Uh, he's never talked about a World War II story about being injured or anything like that. Like you said, I don't remember him even being in the service. But
yeah.
I
I
guess he
mean,
was in World War II and he was injured really bad. Elgo said, yeah,
or
Dole had an effective upper hand. Hey, welcome, Elgo.
that's
Hey,
all
boy, Nick.
news to me. Hey, boy,
Hey guys.
Yeah, I
you get
don't.
to hear my son's Christmas crap.
Yeah, I heard it, and I just thought I'd call in to react to that because I understand your emotions. You know, the like feeling a bit like your culture is being like part of your culture is being
Hmm.
mocked or ripped away, right, or changed,
Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and that could be the meaning of it. You know, that could be their goal, but. Um, Krampus and St Nicholas, they are the origins of Santa Claus.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so it might also have been that they wanted to go back a bit further than let's say the cozy American Coca-Cola Santa Claus, right? And because to be honest,
Yeah.
you know, in Europe we all celebrate Saint Nicholas, right? Which is the same, of course, as Santa Claus, but on a different date.
Mm-hmm.
It's not during Christmas, but during the 5th and the 6th of December, and it's more. He doesn't have elves. They always have like bad guy. He always carries around like several bad guys or several bad
Wow.
ghosts, and yeah, it's the story is actually it's actually a Punisher. You know, the Punisher comes by once a year, and if you've been, you know, if you're a good person, there's nothing to fear. You know, so
Yeah.
and that's the story. That's the story, right? It's like in Switzerland. It's really Krampus. It's really very scary. You know, but really with devils with horns and fur coats and like really nefarious. It really looks nefarious, and um, and they try to scare the children, and the children get scared, you know, and that's the whole story, and so somehow in during cultivation of yeah culturization actually it became more and more how do you say decent,
Well,
yeah, more decent, less nefarious, and so they more or less split up the good guy and the bad guys. So there was a lot of bad guys who did like the horrible job for the good guy, and the good guy who was Saint Nicholas, right, the holy man, he would reward you, and the Black Pete's or the Krampus helpers, they would punish you, you know. But nobody ever gets hurt. So, and the story is that Krampus and his helpers they will take bad children away. So you
Mm.
know that can also happen.
Yeah, I
There's
mean, I
there
remember
is the
hearing.
trafficking story in it too. You know,
Mm.
man.
yeah,
Yeah, I remember hearing about that how Santa came to be, and didn't wasn't there some about leaving candy or leaving your shoes
yeah,
out on a.
I think so. I think of
yeah.
this.
You hang your socks on the how do you call it, the heart.
The over the fire
Yeah,
the
over the fireplace. Indeed, you hang your socks over the fireplace, and we put our empty shoes uh, either by the fireplace or by the back door. That's what we
hmm
do. Yeah, but I don't know what they do in Germany. I think they also do socks, So it's different in every country.
Hmm.
But I thought
Well,
I just give some background to that because yeah,
yeah,
not
thanks,
everybody knows
boys.
that.
It's fun. Yeah, I mean, it was. I can say I can remember when that movie came out, and that was the very first time I'd heard. But now it's just like somehow it's a definite thing here. Just like the upside down Christmas trees. When I asked my friend from high school, and she's like, "Oh yeah, what's her face from school? She had an upside down." I'm like, no, 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 no,
You
not for
wouldn't
me.
dare see that kind of
And
program in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s.
no,
There
no,
would have
and
been some major uproar over
it
that.
it's odd, half the time when I did walk into I sit out there, and because as the two other bands leave, there's more seats, right? And I don't know none of these people, none of them's kids. They don't need to me just sitting in there. So I sat out in the car watching videos, smoking cigarettes till it was time for my son to come home. And I walked in and got to see, or listen. I couldn't see him, but I could listen because stages, there's walls and the stages inset. So, um, should I lose my point there? Um, I done lost it.
So,
This one.
so, anyways, yeah, I mean, like Brenda said, we used to have the stocking at the bottom of our bed. She also says the Christmas is no more as it was before capitalism and Coca Cola. Yeah, I have to agree with you and Boynick. Um, but I mean, really, Santa either way is not really have anything to do with Christ. He's
Well,
so I
no,
mean,
no. I mean, it's different.
but
Um,
it's
other than
still
the tradition we grew up with, I mean, it's,
You know what they did in the old days? The rulers, the rulers love, well, as we can see now, they love totalitarianism, right?
mhm.
Slavery. They just like slavery. Totalitarianism is like the best system for them. And the second best system is, how do you say, a theocracy, where the religious leaders lead the people, right? That's the second best. That's also very good. And in the old days, they used to have this theocracy, so to say. Um, and then there was the pagans, and they couldn't control the pagans because they were pagan, right? They were just pagan. They didn't belong to the group. They were just out there. And so to be able to control them too, to mix the groups together so they could control the religious people and the pagan people together, they mixed they mixed the celebrations together, like Krampus and Saint Nicholas. They are not the same. Saint Nicholas was a saint. He did good things, and Krampus was well, you know what Krampus is now, and
Mhm.
they mixed them together. You know, and same goes, and that's how Christmas got into the world actually. And yeah, and same goes for Easter. That's also and same goes for Halloween. You know,
hmm
that's a pure pagan party, but Christians celebrate it now, and it goes for many holidays that we know.
Yeah, and notice each holiday has the abundance of candy. Like that's the last thing kids really need is candy.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but who wants to touch on consciousness and time travel, timelines? Um, do you think? Do you think that we? Now I'm trying to get. What I'm trying to do is I got to experience consciousness for a little bit. I mean, we are consciousness now. I get that and all that. But I got to experience a real um, different kind of self consciousness when I was, in 2016 going through the kidney failure and, the coma and everything. And I also got to witness a timeline shift in that moment. Uh, right when they brought me into the second hospital and they incubated me at that moment, um, which means they put a tube down my throat,
Hmm.
and then a little while later, I woke up on the uh, operating table while they were putting the hoses that go to the dialysis machine. They were putting them in my neck, and I woke up and I had a conversation with the doctor, and I thought it was all a dream until the doctor, when I got out of the coma, he said to me, "We had a little incident on the table, didn't we?" And I was like, wow, that was real. But and then it didn't. It I didn't know. I didn't. This did not dawn on me right away. I didn't put
You
this.
weren't supposed to wake up, of course, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was right. Obviously, I mean, I was under anesthesia, and they obviously didn't give me enough. But the thing of it is how in the hell am I having a conversation with him with a tube down my throat? I didn't have a tube down my throat when I was talking to him.
Yeah,
So I don't know. There was a time shift somewhere in there, or a timeline shifts. I believe that's when I shifted timelines.
yeah,
Um, because I can't explain. I mean, if the doctor would have never said anything, I would have thought it was a hallucination or a dream or something. But when he said that, I was like, wow, I actually was talking to him. And then it
yeah,
took me a year or two to remember, hey, in the emergency room, I remember them putting a tube in me because that's when I had my kind of a out of body experience. The self consciousness right there. I I felt like, well, I mean, I was coding at the time, so I got to experience like what consciousness was, or what it is, and I've been trying to get back to that point without having to go through a major trauma, uh, thing like that. But I, when I went through that, that's when they were shoving a tube down my throat and they had water spraying in my mouth. And I seen all these doctors around me, just like you've heard the stories before from other people, and they were trying to rip my mouth open as far as possible to get this tube in me. And all I could think of while they were doing it, and supposedly I was under anesthesia at that time too, all I could think of was, I feel good. I don't even feel scared. I mean, they're like, this is some serious shit going on right here on this table in this emergency room, and I
yeah.
don't care.
You didn't feel attached to your body. You didn't feel.
Right, right. I didn't feel, I didn't have any arms or legs, but I
It
didn't
was
feel
easy.
like
Sorry, and it was easy for you to let go too, right? You,
yeah, I didn't feel like I needed any arms or legs, but I just felt I could see everything like I was there. I mean, I could feel like I was alive. I mean,
yeah,
I could see, I should say. Um, I could see everything like as if I was alive, and I just, that's what I'm talking about. Has anybody else felt that consciousness without having to go through extreme shock to your
well,
body?
not so far that I exited my body, but I've been under anesthesia, anesthetics. How do you say it? Anesthetics.
Yeah,
Um,
anesthetics.
anesthetics, and traveled out my body when I was very young, and I know exactly where I was sitting. I was sitting like above the entrance of the operation room. That's where I was floating. Let's say above the door and looking at the people operating me. But that was not a very profound experience. I just know that I saw them, and yeah, people. My mother said, "How do you know the doctor did this on you, and how do you know that he's the doctor who operated on you? You haven't seen us?" Yeah, I have seen him, and I could tell, like, I don't remember that. I don't remember telling my mother that, but I do remember sitting above the door. But there was nothing profound about it. I didn't have like, oh, this is good. I wasn't really that conscious, like you just told me, but I've at like this incredibly meditative state that I was in once, and there was just nothing inside of me, just no thoughts. The the place you try to reach when you try to meditate or when you meditate, and you never get there. You never get to that really silent place. But that one moment in time, I was so sick of all the quarreling with my girlfriend. She always there was always something. Even if there was nothing, she would make up something, and so it was just a big mind fuck. Always giving you a headache. Always making trouble, and I left it behind me, and I came home. I closed the door and I lay down on the couch, and poof, everything was gone. Everything. I was totally at rest. There was nothing inside of me. All I could experience, all I could see, all I could feel was like a surface of water, let's say a lake, inside of me. And there was a very slight ripply. And I was thinking, like, maybe I can get the water completely like level like a mirror. And poof, it was level like a mirror. And then then tiny thoughts started to come up, and then the water started wrinkling again. And then I made it straight again. And I was like, oh, wow. I need to remember where this is because I need to get back to this place. And then, boom, there I was back again. That those moments don't last long. But that was very profound. There was like, oh man, I'm cool here. And, there's nothing and I don't need nothing. This is cool.
I wanted to touch on Kiri. By the way, welcome, Kiri. She said those sedatives would do that. Um, I There's sedatives work differently than what I felt consciousness and the sedatives, and I'll explain that in a second. But the sedatives will not put a tube down your throat 1 minute. You wake up on an operating table, have a conversation with the doctor with no tube in your mouth. Doctor ain't. I mean, sedatives ain't gonna do that. Um, but the consciousness part, when I'm given a sedative, I'm out. I'm out, and I don't remember. I mean, through the like my back surgery when they gave me a sedative and knocked me out, I was out. I didn't have any dreams. I didn't have nothing. And next thing I knew, I woke up in the recovery room and didn't even realize I already had the surgery. That's what sedatives would do to me. This was totally different. I knew everything that was going on. I was watching everything as it was going on. And didn't even feel, I didn't feel drunk. I didn't feel high. I didn't feel like I was being like, I didn't feel any kind of, and I've been on morphine, oxycodone, uh, and smoke marijuana, so I know what drugs will do to you. I know the different feelings, and this was a feeling I never had before, and it was a good feeling, and it was a worryless, like there was no worry in the world. it was just so weird. Like I just was like trying to move my arms, and I'm like, I don't have any arm, or I can't, I'm like, I have no arms. I don't feel my legs. I don't feel nothing. Now, I believe a sedatives could make you do that, like maybe make you feel like you don't have arms or legs. Yeah, I could go there, but the
Yeah, I
total
just,
overall feeling, yeah, yeah.
I
And
just,
before I let you go, Sharky, before you take off, I wanna say hi to a few people that just got in the room. Chappelle, welcome. Carrie, who I just addressed. Ellie is back. Brenda is back. And let's see. And I think I got everybody. Go ahead, Sharky.
oh, there was something that, that last back surgery I had at the VA. Of course, when I came out, every time I've had a surgery, I don't, I don't know where I go. I don't have a dream or nothing. It's just kind of like blank. I'm at a blank. And then I wake back up, but then I noticed trying to come, it's always a fight to try to get back into my body for me. And when I did come back and got into my body and could actually form words like water or ice or whatever, and none of the nurses seemed to really give a shit. And I thought that was very, very odd. They were just kind of on their phones and talking to each other. And of course, that's at the VA, so I mean, you got to go with those kind of aspects of the hospital. But they put me in this room, and I was just thinking about this. There was this old guy, and my dad didn't want to come up there after the surgery. I ended up having, I wheeled myself outside to smoke a cigarette once or twice throughout the night, and they had me all jacked up, on things that I was used to, So they were injecting me with the morphine or whatever the crap it was, and it made me feel normal because I was so used to taking all those drugs at the time for so many years. But
Right.
there was this old guy that they brought in there, and they put him in there with me, and I ended up kind of talking to him just a little bit. He was moaning and stuff, and and his family come up there, and he didn't know them at all, and then I could, I was listening because I'm right there, a bed next to him, kind of my feet to his feet, kind of a thing, long ways, and sight curtain, but his family was saying, because he didn't recognize them at all, and they were like, well, but some of the things they were saying that he knew them, but right before he went into the surgery, but when he came back, he didn't know them at all. He didn't recognize them at all, and I think I was watching and witnessing something to that I couldn't figure out other than, like you say, dementia or something. But I took care of my Meemaw with dementia all the way back to the baby stages, and passing away. So when I think about it now, I really wonder when I apply things that we know. I mean, what happened? I mean, was that a different version that actually did not know who those people were? Maybe he didn't have kids. Maybe he had a whole different life, because he didn't want them there, and they kept trying to say, hey, we're so and so, and we're so and so. It's odd. It's an odd thing when you think about it in a different sort of a way of thinking about it.
Yeah, I'm wondering if our timelines have been merging for a while now, like for many years.
I think all our lives in this life, as best I can tell, we've been
You know,
shifting sideways.
when people tell me you create your own reality, I seem to think, okay, well, if we do, how is everybody okay, some people, okay, will say you can create your own reality, but yet they're not doing any. I mean, if they really believe that, they would get rid of the disease or sickness that they have, like if they have diabetes or whatever. I'm just talking about a few people that nobody on the internet, but just some people that I know, and they talk about like you create your own reality. I kind of believe that in a way, but I just don't know how to do that. And if that was true, why aren't they doing a better job at creating their reality? You know?
Right. So it's just, dude, come on. It's. I mean, I'd like to believe that, but it's a belief, dude. It's it's like this whole manifesting story. Just keep your positive, optimistic vibe, and keep thinking about it. Keep that in mind, and yeah, dude, shit, the world would have been not have been such a nasty place if that were true. You know, you
Yeah,
just need to work.
right.
You just need to work to get things going
Yeah.
and to get things
There's
done. You just need to work.
there's so many things out there that I've sifted through. I mean, even since the Mandela effect blew up, and I've been putting different theories on the table, and I'm coming to the point where I I think I need to just concentrate on consciousness, on my consciousness and the overall consciousness of everybody. You guys, everybody out there. And what it comes down to is we have to learn how to love everybody. Our enemies are, and it's hard to do. It's so hard to do, but that's, I think that if anything is to be learned here, and if anything's true, you know, love, loving one another is always special and always feels good. Hatred towards one another never feels good. And
How do you love somebody like Anthony Fauci or Bill Gates?
I
With a
know I don't get it either, but we've got to try.
No,
I
I'm
know.
not. I'm not. I'm not gonna try that. I'm gonna try something easier. It's like, it's like,
It's something easy. I agree.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start somewhere easier because that's just undoable, dude. And like, I cannot love the people who molest me and show no remorse. I'm not even gonna forgive them. They cannot even. They cannot even admit that they did it. Let alone remorse. I
Let me ask you, Voynich. Do you believe? Do you have any belief that we are all? And I'm not saying we're all one, because that's another rabbit hole sidetrack. But do you believe that we may be experiencing um, each other, like um, like what you experience? That goes back in. It gets recorded, and it goes into the uh, what do you want to call it? The
Akashic
Zora
records.
huh?
Fresh Records.
Yeah, Akashic records or uh, consciousness. Let's say.
Yeah.
Uh, so when you experience that, that then I don't know how it works. Other people who are already in consciousness, in full self consciousness, do they learn from your experiences here on Earth or what you're going through in life? You know what I mean? Or
If
is
if
it
other
for our,
people
is it
if
for
other
our
people
learning? Do we go through this, and so after we move on to full consciousness, we we look over our records and see what we had learned going through what we had to go through. Some things were not nice. Some things were cruel. You know, but there's always a lesson learned out of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely know what you mean. You know, that's why I'm bringing this up tonight, this consciousness, because I'm struggling with it, how they say, you know, the people who know more than I do about consciousness, but nobody really has the answer yet about what consciousness is. But they all say that we have to love everybody.
Yeah, well, I mean, let them do it. I mean, who the shoe fits, wear it. I mean, who
Right.
says that? I'd like to test them. I'd like to test them because the same goes for manifestation. Same goes for I am you and you're just another me. I mean, it sounds so beautiful. It's just not true. And if it's true, I've never seen the proof of it. I can relate to people. I might be able to relate to everybody, but that doesn't mean that they are another version of me. That's just stupid. It's
Mm,
just stupid for me. I've heard it so often, and it sounds, and people just like the sound of it. People just like the sound of it. You're just another me. No, we share many qualities, and we share the same anatomy, and we might share a lot of characteristics. But you're certainly not me, and I'm certainly not you. I'm sorry. You know, you are me. That's just a fucking communistic gag, dude. It's just you are me and I'm you. We're all the same, right? Yeah, yeah. That the controllers would love that, right? Forgive everybody and everything. Yeah, the controllers would love that. Yeah, you can manifest everything. Yeah,
mm.
if you just bend over and lube up, you can have everything.
Yeah, you do have a good point there.
Yeah. I mean, look at the people who bended over, willingly or unwillingly, and didn't lube up or lubed up. Look what they get, right? They get
Hmm.
everything their heart desires, right? So, it's the devil's trick, dude.
Hmm.
Yeah, this place is
Yeah,
dark.
you know,
It is
I
way
wish.
dark.
What was that, Cherokee?
I said this place is way dark. I mean,
Yeah.
I can say, a lot of people like to, and I can remember. I can remember watching the Nova shows on TV when I was a teen, and Big Spiral, and you were here, and it was always on the very outskirts. And now we're over here, we're in the middle in Orion, and it just, and it's not like that place was that great either.
No,
But this place is like
it's worse.
way darker. I mean, I'm like, what the crap is? I don't know if it's just me, but I mean, it's like, what happened to this? This is what happened to us first, and then what happened to this, and why in the world are we here? And what are we supposed to do? I mean,
Yeah,
I still ain't
if
got
I
no,
was
I
a,
ain't got no questions to jack shit,
if I was a
or
manifestist,
answers.
I would say to you, yeah, well, you're just not wishing hard enough. You're all doing this yourself. I mean, right?
Yeah. Now I have had things pop up, like an extra bottle of ketchup or some tea, and that I don't remember buying and stuff like that, or my keys disappear, and then I find them in my pocket when I get back from the store after I've done checked my pockets and stuff and used my spare key to go to the store. And I mean that's weird,
Gotta
And
welcome, gotta welcome
but
Salted Cedar.
oh hey, Salted Cedar. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean I don't even know what this place is.
Carrie
It's
says
something.
everyone's their own person with their own choices. Yeah, I get that here, but I'm kind of more talking about consciousness and what are we all striving for? What are you striving for? Start with you, Sharky. What are you striving for out of this life? What do you want? And Where do you want to go when you leave this life?
Better than here. I don't like pain. I don't like hurting. I don't like those things. I think they're a teaching tool here. I mean, I broke my back and learned I wasn't Superman. Long time ago. And the pain thing and having to live with that pain. Now, see, my pain, the body changed, and so my pain is not like it was. I used a cane pretty much everywhere I went. I had dry foot. That's kind of not. I still trip over some things, but it's not like it was. I've had different things through my 20s, but I don't know. I mean, I say I don't know because I mean, how do I try to, other than imagining something, but I can't break out of this shell of having to have a negative versus a positive. I mean, I would prefer just a total positive, but I can't even fathom how that would work without the negative. In this computerized whatever is going on up inside this noggin of mine,
That's another thing. Do you believe? I'm gonna ask you about this question. Do you also, a real short answer so we can get to Voynich? Do you believe this is a matrix, some sort of
It's something. It's not real. It's not real to me anymore. It used to be. It is not anymore. It's too much change.
Yeah.
I've seen the stuff change in front of my eyes. I've saw houses appear, disappear, and the length of the road change just in my little bubble, so
I also believe if they can build a metaverse, then why couldn't the people that had technology before us build this? How about you, Voynich? What do you think?
I want to be free to do what I want to do, and I want to have a good time, and I want to go down.
Amen. And no pain, no suffering. We are the world. We are the people.
But now I just want to be left alone and
exactly, like being a hermit. Yeah.
I love people, but to be honest, to take it a little bit deeper, what I really like, what I strive for is I'd like to teach children. That's like to be of some use for the world as a whole. Not just being free and have a good time, but to do something that does something, something that's worth something. I like to teach the children, but don't we all do that, right? I mean, I don't have children, but you always are teaching children. You're always trying to lead by example, right?
Welcome, Chris, and welcome, David, in chat, and welcome. Somebody else just came in too. Oh, Cammy. Welcome.
Salted cedar.
What'd you say, Chris?
Salted cedar is in there too.
Yep, I shouted him out a little bit ago. Hey, Salted. Welcome, buddy. Haven't seen Salted in a little while. So, hey, Chris, what you thinking?
How you doing?
Hey, Chris.
Good. When we going to be able to see you?
I don't know. Why?
That's a good question.
I like to see the people I'm talking to. I enjoy seeing the people I talk to.
You see me now.
But I enjoy you no matter what.
Thank you. Boy, you're a shadow.
I'm what?
Shadow.
I'm the shadow of Voynich himself. So I'm just doing the talking here. Voynich is sleeping. He just likes to take a rest. So
That's funny. Yeah. So talking timelines.
Talking timeline. I like that subject.
What's that?
I like timeline subjects.
Yeah, we're talking timelines. We're also talking that I do believe that they have some sort of time travel or some sort of way to go back and forth.
I agree.
And also, I believe that at this point right now, they are the elite, the people who can afford, are transferring their consciousness to a new body. I believe that they're doing that right now. But
Who's they though? Who's they?
the people who can afford it, the
Jews. It's the Jews.
They've
the
been named for enough.
the ones that try to rule this world, the ones that want to be gods, the ones that want to make everybody slaves here. I mean, we
Yeah, well, that's them.
Yeah.
That's them. That is them. The chosen people. That's the chosen people,
Yeah,
right?
the ones that want to live forever here.
Yeah.
But is it people? See, I don't know if it's people.
I don't think it's people, Chris. I think that's a
I
good.
don't think it's people either.
Yeah, I
Soylent
mean,
Green is people.
yeah, you guys could be right.
They're like a extraterrestrial type, like, I don't know, spirit or something. But I don't think it's actual people.
No, and it's so hard to tell because we've been lied to about everything. So we don't even have the words or the concepts to understand what is possible, and what they are. And we've all been given concepts probably just to fool us. Everything was a lie. So all those alien races, probably just a lie. It's just a picture, just another picture, just to set you off. And it's probably not something like that at all.
I think
Wait, I'm not.
we also have to consider AI.
Yeah, but who created AI though? You know what I'm saying?
Well, either the chicken or the egg.
Yeah, exactly.
I think AI was created quite a long time ago. Very well could have been created by different dimensional beings, maybe.
Yeah.
But if this is a computer simulation, so that would be like right now if we were to go into the metaverse, we would have a body on the outside of the metaverse, but we would have an avatar on the inside of the metaverse. We would be able to feel, and they said we'd be able to, like, trees and everything would feel so real, and you'd be able to feel everything. And it's a place.
Does anybody else find that really creepy?
Yeah,
well,
very creepy.
But to be honest, I'm
not going in.
But aren't we already in such position? I mean, we are inhabiting our bodysuits, right? So, what's the difference there?
I understand where you're coming from.
I don't want to get any deeper into these. I don't know at this point how many I got to go backwards and get out of this thing.
Right.
So if I go into the metaverse, I'm just going deeper into the hole, and
yeah,
that's
exactly
another thing that I've got to try to get out of.
And maybe So maybe we are already in a metaverse, right? Well, not
Right.
in a metaverse, but in a universe. And these goggles that you would wear, that Mark Zuckerberg will provide for you, maybe there was this other technique, and these goggles are in the midst of our eyes, our pituitary gland, I think it's called, right? I
Mm-hmm.
mean,
So,
could very well be that could very well be, since that is the seat of the soul. So maybe we were actually created without a pineal gland, and these races have put in this pineal gland to be able to communicate with us. Huh?
possibility.
Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
I smoke, but Sharky has a point.
What's my point?
Yeah, how do you like that idea? Like our pineal gland is actually the old style
Man,
virtuality.
I don't doubt anything, Boynick. I mean, good Lord, I've heard that our brains used to be like one, but then it was like you say, popped apart, and then you got the pineal. But I thought the pineal used to be closer up to the front, but it's where the hell is it at now? Is it more in the back?
No,
Or
it's
not in the
still
back? It's
it's
more in
still
the
up here.
or still
Pineal,
It's
through
between
there.
your eyes, but it's deep inside your skull. It's not behind your eyes. It's like
Yeah,
behind your case, behind the eye cases,
It's
eye
just a
sockets.
little bitty peanut in there.
Yeah.
yeah. I saw a funny thing on. I've been watching these Seinfelds and just playing them for the last three days, I guess. But there was a funny thing, and it was showing the gray matter when our brains used to be gray, and he had on a cap, and he was there was a girl, right, and so he was imagining, they were playing a game of chess between his brain, him sitting in with the brain cap on, and then the other one had a helmet on, which is supposed to be his dick, and so they were kind of going back and forth on who's going to win this battle, and but I thought it was kind of neat that it was great. I was just like, yeah, because I always remembered, they call it gray matter, but it's not gray here anymore, and it doesn't even look the same. Um,
well,
anyhow, it was just a little weird thing. Um, So
but Voynich, you had a good point. But I don't want to wear some goggles to see some virtual
No,
reality.
no, that's not even an option for me. No. A few years ago, I had a friend who had these goggles, and I saw them like lying on the couch, and I was thinking, like, what the fuck are you doing with that, dude? I mean, like, what are you doing with that? Like, and I could only imagine he probably watches porn, VR.
all
Yeah,
right, 3D coming at you
yeah, I
again.
think so. Yeah,
But
Oh Lord.
I'm really not even curious about how it would be, playing a game via those glasses or watching porn or whatever. I really don't. I'm not interested at all.
well, have any of you ever watched what's it called? The Dark Web. It's a TV show.
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Uh,
I think it's called The Dark Web or Strange World, maybe it's Strange World. But it's a TV show that it's basically a documentary type TV show. And they showed how they actually already have um they had a couple episodes. One was like how they can hook up probes to your brain to see how you see things through your eyes. So they have these probes they hook up to your head, and on a computer, it will show what how you see through your eyes.
Yeah.
And it can, I don't know if it, then they have this other invention that, and these are real inventions. They're like government type inventions, but they have another invention that I think you put the this cap on your head or this helmet or whatever it is, and it will project your thoughts to a screen.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about anyone else, but I don't want shit like that. Like,
Ooh.
I don't.
Well, they already used that. They already used that in the army to, I think, to steer complex vehicles. I think they already. I don't. I think they're beyond testing phase. I remember seeing a documentary about that, because that's like and that's already like in 2008 or so. So it will be perfect by now.
Yeah, but that's not something that I would want to participate in. And when I look at virtual real or like the metaverse type stuff, I kind of think of that. Like, what are they doing? Because they
Right.
said what virtual reality you can possibly see dead loved ones and interact with them and stuff like that. I don't think that's something that should be messed with.
Yeah.
Like on a giant scale. You know what I mean? Like that. And what are they implanting along with that?
I've got something strange, Chris. I just kind of realized after tonight. If you want to hear about it.
Sure.
Okay, so I don't like large crowds, and I never like malls and things like that, and I pick up on too much stuff. So what seemed to happen tonight, other than just I was just kind of looking around at the I was sitting there, I walked in, I sat there, and I was looking around, just kind of watching people. But I wasn't exactly feeling as much. Even when babies would cry, I wasn't feeling a whole lot. There was one kid that had his phone. He was like tap 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 tap, and then the mother, after about 2-3 minutes, finally reached over and made him stop doing it. It was in the middle of the song, so he was kind of tapping along with the Krampus music. But I'm not exactly feeling, and so I've got to go to the store tomorrow and pick up groceries and stuff. So I think I'm going to try to remember to pay attention to what I'm picking up on, like I used to with just people. I don't think I think I might be getting more disconnected from people. I don't, because I'm sitting here and I watch. A few of them had the things on, right. Most of them didn't, as far as I could look around and kind of tell. But I'm thinking, okay, most of them have probably, undergone the treatment, and I'm not picking up on their frequencies more or less anymore. And so it's something I think I'm going to pay attention to definitely tomorrow.
So
when I go around people, because that's an odd thing. I usually feel like too much.
Yeah, I get it. It's not so probably it's not that intrusive any longer if you are in a big crowd, right?
Yes, it was like more of an absence. I was kind of more just kind of, I don't know. When I got thinking about it just a while ago, I was just like, why wasn't I? I don't know. It's just an odd. I don't even know how to explain it too well.
Yeah, well,
but,
there is not that much inside people these days anymore. They don't
yeah,
they
yeah.
don't
They
they
were.
don't radiate that much energy.
Not at all.
I was thinking the same thing, Boyd, because I noticed that too.
Right?
It seemed like the I'm a I am a psychic, I'm an intuitive and an empath, and I always have been, and I always will be. But it seems like it's really hard sometimes lately to pick up on the energy that's coming that's radiating out unless it's blatantly negative or it's blatantly something. Do you know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
Unless it's so
Well,
that you
these
can't.
days it's either nothing or just a little or straight up negative, right?
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
Like
Hey,
the other ones you have to find with a loop.
hey, welcome Rick and welcome Buzzacino, and I'm going to cut in here for a second, and I want to play this since Buzzacino is in the chat. And I'm sure, do y'all know what I'm going to play? Y'all know what I'm ready to play?
yes.
A poet, a poem. I mean,
No, it's a song.
Yeah. If we can get it in
better be groovy.
All right. Let's play this thing. This is from Buzzacino. This is Buzzacino.
Right. Let's do this. All around me, silly masked up faces, frantic paces, bright and early for their daily doses. It's hypnosis, chemical mesmerizing. Our tears are for the frightened masses. COVID passes, divided masses. Hide my head, I wanna drown my sorrow. More rules tomorrow, more rules tomorrow. And I find it kind of funny, I find it kind of sad. Dreams of the world still normal are the best I've ever had. When people trust for science and do something very bad, like handing over freedom, it's a very, very masked world. Masked world. Start controlling your world. Masked world.
Whee!
Hey, was that echoing for you guys?
Yeah, in the beginning, but it was groovy, dude. So it's okay.
Void. Great.
Oh, okay.
Great.
Yeah, I never know when I should have to mute myself and when I don't have to mute myself. But thanks, Buzzacino, for doing that, and I am going to go find his.
Hey, but guys, I wanted to tell about. I want to address like the people
Can put
that
it
have
in.
the people
So,
that have
to
lost so much, right?
the timeline Oh crap! It took off on me.
Voy,
Yeah,
you can finish what you're saying. I think he's
he's out of time.
yeah.
Okay. So
Can you hear me?
now I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Well, the thing is, our society, our society, Western society has been designed, right? Has been altered, um, especially in, well, we can see it in our time. And one of the most important things to do in that uh, dumbing down or in that manipulating society was to demoralize people, to demoralize them. For if somebody has no morals, it doesn't matter whether things are true or not.
That is true.
So that's the whole point of demoralizing a group of people. If you demoralize the people, and that takes you like 2 or 3 generations, then it doesn't matter what you say anymore. You just scare them and you can control them. So
Hmm.
that's what has been done the last 9, 10, 12 decades.
Okay, so
because
which
because before that time, before the wars, there was like a high morale in people. You can see it in the literature, you can see it in the clothing, um, the way the people um, carry themselves. Right, it was completely different world, and the demoralization started, I think, with Nietzsche and Freud. It's, of course, it started before that, but it's actually just it's by design.
I think
Yeah.
all parts throughout history there were times when people have been immoral. Um, but there's always a generation to bring it back. Does
Yeah,
that make sense? There's always a generation to pull it back. And I say this because I realize a lot of people around our age, there's a different train of thought than um, people older than us and even in Generation X, but the older Generation X and um, boomers and millennials, we're kind of like the outcasts. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So it's kind of like we're sitting here, we're saying, okay, what's going on? This is wrong, and let's not do this, and I think we have always kind of been the generation of questions, ask questions, and stuff like that, and to um, kind of stick together. We had a lot of the '80s movies where it's our generation that's sticking together, right? Our generation has to fight this or has to do this or overcome this, and I think that's one thing that brought us here and why we see things differently.
Hmm.
Does that make sense?
The rebellious generation.
I wouldn't call it rebellious because I look at other generations as being more rebellious against the specific laws of God and stuff like that. I think that our generation is kind of like generations like, no, this is not how it's supposed to go. This is not how it's supposed to be done. And we stick together. You know what I'm saying? Even if we don't agree on everything, our generation usually tends to stick with each other.
Yeah,
And those are the John Hughes movies and most of the movies in the 80s, it's always people of Generation X standing with each other and supporting each other and helping each other. Whether it's one outcast here, one outcast there, whatever they're outcast of in society, those movies tend to have pinpointed us to, we have to really stick together as a generation so that we can kind of not, now it's not just that we can make it through it ourselves, but then we can kind of help. Am I making any sense?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but I can get, I don't get through to boomers, and I don't get through to the younger generation either. And I'm actually a good speaker. I'm a poet, and I do public address, or how do you say, a public speaker. I'm quite well at that, and I'm a good listener, and I did my research, and I listened to a lot of researchers, and but I know what you're saying, but I haven't um, I haven't turned anybody on to flat Earth. Not anybody, never ever. And
Well,
I've tried, but
it's not just turning them onto like a specific
no, but I'm just using
idea.
that for just for the sake of conversation, to have a subject. But
But
what do you think, that just being here is enough to?
yeah, I do think that, us saying, okay, well, the violence that's been going on the last 2 years, that's been creeping up, is wrong, and
Yeah.
this is wrong, and that is wrong, and that's not it's a specific idea, but it's a shared one. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Not anyone say, okay, well, the crime rate going up and people being let out of jail that are murderers and rapists and stuff like that is a good thing. You know what I'm saying? That's like, yeah, that's really cool and that's awesome. And all the looting is just really awesome, and yeah, it's great to burn down stuff and all this other stuff. I think that's kind of a shared idea amongst our generation, and that's what's getting through. And if you look at small changes, and they're going to be bigger ones that have come across the country, that are like, okay, well, people are realizing that all this violence, and I'm using violence as just a as one example, but there's multiple examples that a lot of people in our generation share the same, outlook on. The giggles is another one. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That it is creeping through to society. It is getting through, whether it's not going as fast as maybe a lot of us would like it to go, but there is something like they just had the judge he put a ban on all federal mandates for the giggles. So, and that's countrywide. That's big compared to what we were at the beginning of the year. And
Definitely. Yeah.
and you'll see it, and it's creeping in, and not just in the United States, but all over the world. And it will be, but it's taking some time. It's taking time, but it is being effective. So yeah, I do think just groups like ours getting together and saying okay and talking about it and expressing how wrong that is, it builds a collective. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you may not be able to convince people that the earth is flat. I'm not a flat earther. You can't convince me that the earth is flat because you just can't. But but I will agree with you that violence is wrong. I will agree with you, you know what I mean, that having get the giggles is not it should be a person's choice, not somebody else's choice.
Yeah.
And it definitely should not be government mandated or even company mandated. So those things getting through are seeping into society.
Yeah.
Make sense? And it will.
Yeah. And that's not somebody's personal effort or somebody's personal or group accomplishment, but it's just something that happens because we are working on it.
Right.
That's what. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. It's not
Yeah.
just one small. It's not a smaller group that believes in flat Earth or another group that believes in this. It's one thing that we can all agree on, right? We can all
Yeah.
agree that violence
Yeah.
is not good, and you know this should. It's not someone's or a group's personal agenda. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's my thought. I do think we're making a difference. Um, I'm not naive about it, but I do see it.
Do you think? Do you think it's that goodness is slowly like? Is that what you're trying to say? Good
Yeah.
things, goodness is slowly creeping its way in right now because more and more people are waking up and standing up and saying no.
Yes, I do. I do think. I
Yeah.
think that.
Do you think like the court cases lately with the trials seem to be justified by the juries? So I do see truth in a lot of different ways working its way in. Um,
Yeah, but I do see that, and I do think that's what's going on. I really do. I do. I watch. See, I do watch the news. I do watch. I do read articles. I try to stay on what's going on current. And there's a lot of things in the past couple months that people have really kind of seen that's wrong. Like this is wrong. You can't have people's businesses burning down. And this is stuff that we were saying like a year ago, right?
hmm
But it's starting to creep in. It's starting to creep in. The trials, it's been communities, and it's kind of like the old saying. Sometimes people have to lose something to know how valuable it is. Not
Yeah.
everybody has to lose something. You know what I'm saying? There are
hmm
people that appreciate the value of what they have, and I think that we, as a community, are we value what we have, right? There's a lot of us that, hey, if there's a fire or somebody's robbing, we want the damn police, we want the fire people to come in. We don't want to have to wait 5 6 hours, 10 hours, whatever. We want that. We want that safety. Not saying that all police are like there's no bad police out there ever. I'm not saying that, but we as a whole, it's good for the community. It's good for people to have some law and order and to be able to call on somebody and be like, hey, listen, this is happening, whether it's a fire, whether it's this, whether it's that, and be like, listen, I need help. And I think we're going to see that there are some parts of it that are taking a lot longer than I would appreciate it taking, but it's not up to me. But I think the collective is making a difference.
hmm Anybody else's thoughts on that?
It's just a
Now, give
movie
me a
based
second.
around.
I'm just looking up something.
I was just thinking, how the people I know that did become, they were. I went to high school with them, and they did become cops, and how throughout life they've kind of changed, and then I lost them basically. Haven't talked to them in years. But then it made me think about how it used to say, to serve and protect, and then on the transformers, it had the cop car there, and it said to punish and enslave, and it's like this is such a movie-based film, you know. One thing I do, um, and it's probably just me, because I'm not even from these versions of like y'all, like, from here, but when I went into the service, it was more or less, I was wanting to get away, and it did get me away, and I knew I was going to be brainwashed, and I was fine with that. And it did break me, but it screwed me up. But I learned a lot through there, even going outside of my own body, um, and just kind of watching, and it wasn't like, but anyhow, so but the main thing that I noticed, while it doesn't matter what anybody that was in the Marine Corps back then when I was in there with them, they were basically still going in to protect their family, protect their mamas, and I can't see how they can break that train of family thought. Um, if you say you try to turn our own military against us. I mean, yeah, there's going to be some, of course, but I think a majority would be like zapping out of the program and be like, this ain't right. This ain't right. I didn't join up to fight our own people. I mean, no matter what the hell you're thinking and where you're coming from with the brainwash programming of the entire world's against you, and I mean, the entire world is against people, and I don't think there's that many people here. So I mean, it gets kind of weird when I think about it, but yeah, mm, that's just kind of what was going through my brain.
Well, Sharky, there is a group of veterans that went over and rescued people from Afghanistan.
Mhm.
Um, there was a group of them. So these are people that are already retired, but the
Yes.
goodness in them was to go over and still risk their life for people that are
Yeah.
dual citizens and stuff like that of the United States. So, or that helped us throughout the 20 some odd years of war. That's not something that is just done by a coincidence. That is something that is the goodness inside them.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? It's who they
Yeah.
are. And a lot of people that go in the military have that goodness in them. That they do want to protect the people of the United States, and not just the United States, but the people that live here.
What's It's kind of like what's been happening at these band concerts with my son in a strange way. I mean, things that are normal, like you automatically know. Oh, flip off your phone, flip it down. Don't speak out. Don't be talking while the band's playing. Don't be walking around. You're there to actually watch your own kids. Um, but they would always come out and have to tell these people this, and I'm just like, this is so retarded. I mean, everybody, this is common sense, but and then he even in this weird, Krampus style, whatever going on it's here in my little town, just whatever, he stopped and the band director stopped and told this story before, but he was just basically just saying something that's a normal thing for a lot of us, and it's like, oh, there was a homeless person, and this person stopped and they actually talked to them, and they bought them a sandwich or something, and they talked to them, and the person's like, yeah, I'm always being ignored, nobody watches me, you know, kind of a thing, and he was telling all these people to be more empathic, or more what's the word uh, um basically more kinder,
Empathetic.
uh, empathetic. Thank you. Yeah, that's the word, empathetic. And I'm thinking, yes, it's a really good story, but why in the world you've got 200 people here that are all grown, and evidently they don't know this. It was odd. It's a very odd thing. I mean,
No,
It was
there's
confusing to me. I'm just
yeah.
like, wait, what? You know, I mean,
Most people act like children, like
mhm.
they really do. Growing, even in politics, they just act like children. I regularly get the feeling that I'm on a in the schoolyard, like what the fuck, like, but in a
Yes,
school that I never was, in a kind of school that's, I don't know.
yeah,
I never was in those kind of schools, but I could imagine that the modus
it's
operandi
odd.
was like the world is today. Like,
Yeah, it's very odd. You know, we don't think the way these. I don't care what our brain design is here, or you know, if I could even crack open my skull and just try to see if it even looks like this, the freaking or get an X-ray or something. I guess you know maybe that'd tell me, but
yeah,
um,
we don't have to crack open your skull.
whatever our core being is that got here somehow, however that happened, and you know we are different. We are very different, and it's just like wait, what you know, and just these were like a lot of common things that just people knew. It wasn't even a thing. It was just okay, and you know we would just do things, and so it's odd. It's just
Yeah, but
I
it's
don't know
not
what
so weird. I mean, imagine a young guy growing up now. I mean, half of his free time, half of his free days is spent with gaming, dude.
my son.
You know,
Yeah,
I mean, that doesn't bring you anything. That doesn't. You don't develop anything but gaming
yeah,
skills. Well, I mean, that's totally unusable in
yeah,
life.
yeah,
So it's not so strange that this society has like so little to give. It's yeah.
yeah.
So, Voinik, have you been out uh, recording what's going on in your area like you used to do?
No, 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 because people if you tell people something or you ask them a question, they are offended. It's just, I mean, it's people are so totally immature. It's uh, like I said, it's like a schoolyard. People are totally immature, and the first thing they do when they feel offended is call the cops. They don't even, they will not even start the conversation. They will just call the cops. Like, I'm offended. That's
Yep,
what people do.
that's
So,
that's the way it
so
is
I
here too.
just stopped interacting. I mean, the other day, like I think, the other day, the other year, that was like, there was two guys outside the supermarket handing out newspapers for free, right? And of course, they said, "Would you like a newspaper?" I said, "What's in it?" "Oh, well, the news for today." I said, "Well, don't you know it's all lies, you boy?" "No, no, no, it's not all." I said, "Well, it's not really investigative journalism, is it?" He said, "Oh, if you really want a good paper, then you need that and that paper." I said, "Yeah, but dude, that's just the same. It used to be a better paper, but now it's all the same, dude." But it's a 15-year-old. It's a 15-year-old. He will not. It will not. It falls on deaf ears, and on blind eyes. So it will not spark anything inside of him when I tell him that it's all lies. Um, and so what did I do? I I grabbed a sticker that said fake news, very tiny sticker, and I put it on a very big board. And I was standing just beside them with this board, like fake news. And only just that alone was enough for them to call the police. So they really started bugging me, like, "Dude, you're really freaking me out," and this and that. I said, "Well, why are you freaked out?" "Yeah, because you're standing." I said, "Well, that's the same reason I'm standing here, because you guys are selling lies, and that freaks me out, and you don't even know it." I said, "So that's why I'm standing here, and it's a good thing that you're freaking out, because I'm not doing anything. I'm just standing here with a sign, not even handing things out. I'm not taking things away from you. But they will just call the police, you know. And suddenly, I didn't see them call the police, but suddenly they started acting more friendly. And I was like, hey, something changed. And I looked them in the eye and said, oh, uh-huh. So you called the police and now you got to keep me here for a moment, right? Until they arrive. I said, okay, thank you. You know, I can read your body language. Bye-bye. It's time to go for me now. You know, but that's just what happens, dude. Either people will just start fighting or they will call the police, you know, or they will start fighting and call the police and lie about it and say that I started a fight and then I'm in jail, you know. That's just how it goes. So I just stopped interacting, dude. I'm not going to be in jail another time, you know, not again for nothing. No, it's not going to work.
That's interesting because I think that not everything is a lie, but not everything is the truth either. And some is a half truth and a half lie. And if you could see that, then you see a different perspective on things. Does that make sense? Like, not everything is a lie, and not everything is the truth. And some are half truth and half lies.
Yeah, well, but I can explain that easy because lies always point towards the truth or they hang on a truth because the lie needs the truth. The truth doesn't need the lie. Good people are good people also by themselves, you know, but bad people need good people to be bad. And the same goes for lies. Lies need truth, but truth doesn't need a lie. So that's why things are half true or half lie, because the lie needs the truth. It's very simple.
If I see something really in the newspaper, I say, okay, well, yeah, this, and I run through that. Well, what about? And the questions that I was taught to ask in school when they were taught in school: what, where, when, why.
You're cutting out, Chris.
Can you hear me better now?
Yeah.
Okay. I was saying, you know, when I see any type of, I guess, news report or anything like that, I ask myself who, what, why, when, and how. And usually it's that way I can narrow down what's a lie and what's the truth. And most of the time, it's half truth, half lie.
Yeah. Hey, I see Zenwin is in the chat. Welcome, Zen.
Hi, Jen.
Arizona.
Singeman. Hey, bud. Welcome. Go ahead, Voynich.
No, I didn't want to say anything. I just posted the link in chat, and it's a video I watched tonight, and it's very revealing about how these processes work. You know, about morale and how to dumb down a society, and it's very comprehensible. It's understandable. Yeah.
Yeah. I listened to a video like that of a guy who was interviewing a guy, and he broke it all down how over the last 40, 50 years, how we were indoctrinated into a takeover without a shot, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Patrick, do I get a wrench?
Huh?
A wrench.
Why? What the hell is going on?
That was you that asked you earlier, goofball.
Yeah, I know. Voynich had a wrench in here. I know he did.
Yeah, but I lost my channel, dude. So this is another channel. So
He
You know.
changed his. He did another one.
Oh,
I guess that.
I have to see you in chat. I don't see you in chat anywhere.
No, I was on earlier.
Can you put something in chat so I can?
No, I can't do that while I'm on here. I don't know why. It doesn't allow me to comment. I can do it privately though, or like the.
Yeah, that doesn't. It don't work privately.
Uh,
Um,
well, before I get off, I'll put something on
yeah,
there.
well, put your name in there later, and I'll or just write something in chat later, and at the end of the stream, and then I can change it.
Alright.
It's for some reason it doesn't let me change it on my laptop,
Hmm.
but on my phone, if I bring it up, I can change it, and I can't get into it on my phone, like deep into this, like where we are now. I'm not like signed in, so I don't know how it will let me add moderators and all that from my phone, but won't let me do it from my computer. It don't make sense to me.
Nothing makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, it's all upside down, backwards, you name
Dude,
it.
did you see the video I did about the scene in Germany? There's this guy talking to police officers, and a police officer says, "Do you know that you are actually a killer?" And this guy says, "What?" And the cop says, "Yeah, you are indirectly killing people. You are a murderer." Says the cop, with a whole gang of cops with guns and everything, right? Trained to assault. He just says this to this innocent guy. He says, "You are actually a murderer." And this guy says, "What the? Are you crazy?" And then the cop says, "No, but come on, you can just tell me. You know that you are." These people are so insane, dude. These people are so insane. And then the cop says, "You are actually killing people by not being shot, right? By not being jabbed." And he was, and then the cop says, "You have actually lost all your humanity."
Oh, what?
Yeah, I'm not kidding you, guys. Just like, because I clicked the video because it said you are indirectly killing people, and I just saw the picture of the guy talking to the cop. So I was thinking, okay, so this guy says this to the cop, right? He says you're indirectly killing people, you know.
Hey,
And
have you
it
guys?
was completely the other way around. So the innocent guy was an indirect killer. He lost of his humanity and something else. Like, oh man, so crazy, so crazy.
In your guys' town, is your guys' graveyard getting any busier?
No,
My
I don't. I
is
don't frequent. I don't frequent the graveyards.
I don't.
no, I pass it. I pass it a lot because it's like just on the edge of town.
Uh huh.
So I pass it quite a bit, and I don't, it's just like it's not getting any. I mean, it's not getting any busier, so it's all propaganda that they're throwing on TV and the news, all paid off nurses in that, and I know it's all true. I know it's all. I know they pay them fucking nurses off and doctors off to say that, or them are
Yeah.
actors.
Yeah.
I
You
don't.
know, they made a song about that.
I don't
And
know.
every time on the news and they show the emergency room, they're always working on that one patient, and they got that machine going off. Got to have the machine going off. Dude, dude,
Right.
dude.
I kind of look
That's what
at
my
that. It's like, all right, in 2018, there were 600 and something thousand people that died from the flu. Did we know that? No. Why? Because nobody focused on it. It wasn't shoved down our throat every day. It was not like, hey, look at this. This person died. This person died. So I think that's what they do with the COVID. I don't necessarily think that's because some of these nurses are really upset, and some of these are really like upset in a sad way. But I think that it's a focus on, oh, look, one here. Oh, look, one there. And if you did that during the flu season, then yeah, that, back in 2018, yeah, then some people may have had the same reaction that they're having to COVID. But
Everybody's getting used to everybody that's dying around them being marked as COVID, that they died from COVID. And it don't matter what you die from, but people are getting used to not, they know, hey, I just seen this person die of a heart attack right in front of me. I've been around the person the whole time, not sick, but yet tested COVID after death.
Yeah.
well, I told you it happens every 30 years, right? So 30 years and some change in some odd years. You had the AIDS epidemic. And they did the same thing with the AIDS epidemic that they're doing with COVID. So obviously they didn't learn from their mistakes in the first place.
And so 30 years before that, it was polio, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like they didn't learn from their mistakes.
Mhm.
They have
Who didn't learn?
who didn't learn?
Yeah.
The government or the medical people, because instead of treating COVID with medications that could actually work, they're just pushing the vaccine.
Oh, but so you actually think that AIDS was a real thing and COVID is a real thing?
COVID is a real thing, and AIDS is a real thing too.
Okay.
I'm
And,
not.
yeah, and Earth is a globe too. Yeah.
Well, you really can't. I mean,
No, it's
they're
not, this
they're
is all
they're
planned. This is all planned, Chris. Like AIDS was a hoax and planned, and this is also planned. I mean, this is not something that happened.
like COVID. I mean, COVID has been around for many years.
Right.
It's just not as what they make it out to be. They make it out to be this big bad monster now, and it's really not. And the only place people are seeing dying from COVID is in on TV as that actor goes, ugh, or the actor goes, "Oh my gosh, I just had COVID, and I didn't believe in it. I didn't believe in it, and that's why I didn't get the giggles. Oh
Yeah.
my god, I'm gonna get the giggles now." I mean, the story, like, and they say the same thing. Whether woman, guy, they have the same damn lines. It's just so ridiculous to watch it, but I need a laugh once in a while.
Yeah, it is ridiculous. Boy, I respect you, but I do have to disagree with you. AIDS is a real thing. COVID is a real thing. However, what they're making it out to be isn't as bad as they say.
Yeah, okay. I get what you say. It's an overreach, so to say, right? Yeah.
Definite, but they did the same thing during the AIDS epidemic, where they didn't give AIDS patients Bactrim, which is an antibiotic, when they had pneumonia. In
Right.
the same way, they're not giving ivermectin to patients that have COVID. There's
Well,
only
ivermectin is not a good drug for a bacterial disease or for but it's for how do you call
parasite.
it? Parasites. Yeah, it's to kill parasites because it's actually poison. Also for people, you have to take like tiny, tiny bits of ivermectin, really tiny bits. Otherwise, you die from it.
Also,
You
does
know?
so it doesn't. You take any medication and you over medicate on any medication.
Well, how
Yeah.
do you know how much to take then?
Well, the normal dose is. I'm not a doctor.
I think it's
But-
0.2 milligram, or it's like really low.
like
Really.
two something to one part. It's basically there is the Mayo Clinic has the whole formula to go in grams and stuff like that.
And YouTube, we are not professionals, and we are not giving out any advice to anybody. We're just stating our opinion. Go ahead. Sorry.
It's okay. The CDC does recommend that. I think it's two per something. I don't know if it's ml. I'd have to look it up again.
I actually made some of that hydrochlorox.
Hydrochloroquine. I don't know. Hydrochlorocoxetine. No, that's not it.
The hydrochloroxin, whatever it's called.
Hydrochloroquine.
Yeah, that's it. I made some of that, and I think it worked. If not, it was all in my head, and it worked.
I think the hydrochlorine is far less dangerous than the ivermectin.
Well, ivermectin is good for beginning because it won't let anything attach, the proteins attach. And that's where that comes in handy. And that's been the study throughout Dubai and multiple other countries. They use ivermectin is the first treatment. But
Hey,
but also they use neem, NEEM, which is a natural version of ivermectin. But if you take if you
Hey.
extremely over medicate on any medication, it's not good. You don't do that. So
Yeah, you'll die in shifts.
hey, this is a serious question. Are you guys noticing at all a few times or so in a day, you'll get a runny nose just out of nowhere? My nose will start running
little
really,
bit.
and it will not stop. Yeah, and it goes for I don't know a few minutes, and then boom, it's gone. It's like no nasal problems at all. I can breathe in.
That's the hydrochlorine kicking in. That's a side effect. No, I don't recognize it.
But I'm just like, and it's all clear.
well,
It's
that's
like
supposed to be
like
good.
really running.
What?
It's
That's
like water.
It's actually supposed to be a good thing because it's keeping your nostrils moist, so it can collect germs and stuff. I sneeze.
Oh,
Every morning.
boy, it's just like, damn, out of nowhere, it feels like, my nose just starts running, and it will not stop for a good couple minutes. It's not like just pouring out, but it's just like dab it, okay, and then all of a sudden come down again.
I heard this thing like, if you got the sniffles or a running nose, just get the giggles. What I heard.
Yeah.
What makes the world go round here? Nobody gives a shit about their grandmas and their grandparents. But oh man, bring this up and you're saving the world. I love it.
Yes, Shark. I understand.
No,
Hey, David,
voices,
welcome.
no calling them on the phone. Just go get that damn thing. That's all you got to do. They know that you love them because you did that. They know they feel protected.
Hey,
We started here.
welcome, David. No cutting anybody off.
Hey,
Respectful.
I know, man. I'm sorry. Sometimes I get excited, bro.
David again with his horrible audio. It's so loud, dude. So loud when you come through. Okay.
Is it that loud?
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
not
Hold on.
get a word in.
It's not terrible, but it's just incredibly loud. It's always like that.
Is this better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, yeah.
Way better.
Yeah, that's because I had my headphone in.
Ah, okay.
Wow. It's usually the other way around.
But I can't hear you guys.
Put one earpiece in, or
That's what I
however.
did.
Oh wow. Well, can you
Is it
any way
because
of taking the
was
mic
it
away
because
from
I
your
was too
mouth?
loud?
What?
No, is that why you guys got mad last time? Was I like wicked loud through the mic?
You're
I
always
think it's,
loud as anything.
Yeah,
I think it's
I
your
thought it
voice.
was
At
his
least you're honest.
voice.
I always thought it was your voice.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, you're loud, very loud all the time.
No, but
True.
now it's
Maybe
okay.
maybe that's why he talks over everybody, because he can't hear anybody, and he just
That's why we always let you speak. Like, okay, we can get through this.
I don't mean to be an ass, dude. I get excited, man, and I really
No, it's no
I
problem.
love it, man.
No, it's
Well,
just a
David,
volume. It's just a volume. It's way better now.
I could listen to you all night. All you gotta do is just tell me what next song is gonna come on. Back in the '60s. You just gotta let me know what are we fixing to listen to here.
Zenwin
Wolfman
says
Jack.
there's all kinds of natural foods that are great. The problem is foods are being corrupted now too. Yeah, I mean, do you even know if you're eating a real banana anymore or a real orange? To me, they taste different. Everything just tastes different.
Hmm.
I
I
can't
grow
find anything that tastes original anymore.
I grow in Canada, so I tend to do all
Grow
that.
what?
I grow a lot of my fruits and vegetables,
Oh, sweet.
and I can. I like to can actually.
We used to have a pear tree growing up, and those were the best pears. It was just kind of out there, just every year. It would. I think it was every year. Anyhow, whenever there's pears on there, I'd pick a bunch of pears. There was always bees because the rotten ones would, or the ones would fall off, and there was so many pears they just fall off on the ground. So I was allergic to bees and yellow jackets and stuff like that. So wasps, but they'd be down there. They're really, really, really good.
Pear shaped, like the globe. Little chubbier on the bottom.
It's
You
got
ain't gonna
something
let that
going
go,
on.
are you?
I mean,
All right.
whatever,
That's tough, boy.
whatever.
It's kind of funny. I'm reading chat. I think Zenwin's a little bit behind in the audio or something. I don't know. But Zenwin, right now, say hello in chat. Let's see how long it takes her to say hello in chat. Because it looks like
awesome.
she
I
said,
love Zen.
David Wolf, you're great now, but yes, before extremely loud. Laugh out loud.
You know what it is? I think I have my headphones turned like the volume all the way up, so maybe it does the mic too.
Yeah, it
She's
works like
about
that.
30
It
to
works like that.
45 seconds behind.
So if you just turn down the volume on your earbuds, it will be better, I guess.
It has to be like that because
Yeah.
I'm not even like screaming or anything, and everybody's like, I was wondering why everybody was getting mad at me. I'm like, what the fuck did I do?
Yeah, it
That's
comes
just
to
like it would be nice if I could get a word in, and you could see him. His freaking eyebrows are growing.
I say,
I'm bad about that too, David. Don't worry about it.
oh shit, David's on. I ain't getting a fucking word in.
Yeah, you can do that. I know.
I'm bad about that sometimes. There's versions of me that weren't bad about that at all. I was a really good listener, but sometimes I'm not.
That's okay.
Oh, that's okay, Zen. You're not that far behind, but hey, I mean, we change direction in our conversations so much, topics, I should say, that you never. But by the time Zen was reacting to one of something you guys were saying, we are already into a different topic, and I was like, huh, I wonder if her video, if she knows she's back further. But I think at least it's supposed to run 30 seconds ahead or something like that. I do believe.
Yeah. Usually, even like streaming like TV is like 30 seconds. So she might be behind like 30 seconds. And even sometimes if I'm not live with you, I'm behind a couple seconds. That's just the way it is.
Hey,
Yeah.
it's time itself. I can, and I've done it so many times over the past 2 or 3 years, 4 years. I can get like, you can feel it, and so I have my phone, right, and I got my tab, and I will put and sync them up exact, and somehow between the phone and the tablet, the entire conversation of what I'm watching is the same, but one lags behind a little bit more, and then it keeps lagging, and it's kind of like the word, and I might have to reset it, and then I pay attention to that again, and I'm just like, makes no sense. If time is flowing the way it's supposed to be, if it's lined up totally, it should not do this by the time.
Did he just say cock-a-doodle-doo?
I didn't. It was Patty.
Who?
I thought
That was
Sharky.
Patty. I didn't say cock-a-doodle-doo.
No, but what were you saying now, Sharky?
Well, if I line my over the last 3 to 4 years, a lot of times,
That's Patrick.
I
got some.
wasn't looking.
No, but time has certainly been speeding up. Dude. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all
Oh
right.
yeah,
I mean, November felt like 2 weeks, and 2 short weeks. I mean,
yeah.
November was just
Time is definitely speeding up, and it's also, oh my god, karma comes back so much faster too.
Totally.
I see it happen like sometimes within a couple hours. It's funny to watch. You see somebody being an asshole, and then you see him a couple hours later, and something happens. I mean, not real bad, but something happens. Like, yeah, you got that karma real quick.
All right, gentlemen, I'm going to head off here, and ladies.
Love you, Chris.
Okay,
We'll
Chris.
holler at you later. Hope you get a good night.
Nice talking to you.
Nice
Hope to
talking.
see you the next time.
Patrick, I hope you have another stream soon, maybe a little bit earlier.
Yeah, I wasn't even gonna go on tonight. I just felt like it, just out of the blue. So sorry. I wasn't gonna go on until tomorrow night, because I wanted to have some video for the stuff I was talking about earlier, timelines and stuff like that. So I think I'll carry on the next stream with timelines and stuff, so I can have video that I want to show people. So, but thanks for stopping in, Chris. You're always welcome.
Thank you. And I want my wrench. I'll say bye in the chat.
Yep, there you go. After you say goodbye, just give me a second and then say something else so we can see you light up in blue.
Okay.
Pretty blue. I was looking to see how you can change the color of the wrenches, because I see they're all in blue, and I want to change the color. Is there a way to change the color on a moderator's wrench?
No, don't be silly.
I've never saw that. It's too easy.
Don't be silly.
What? I want.
That's a good question. That's a good question.
I would
Something
like.
that should be simple,
I
but
would
they
like.
just didn't make it that way.
I would like to light everybody up in Christmas colors.
Yeah, well, that's on Twitch.
Oh,
right.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you, Chris. Have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Ciao.
Uh, so, David, how long have you listened tonight? Where'd you come in at?
David, how long have you been dwelling with the lamb, dude?
I think he can't hear us.
I think he might be froze.
Now he probably thinks he.
Well,
Yeah.
at least he's not terrorizing us with his volume.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. So hey, hey, Golden. I'm glad Golden came back in too. I gotta. Where is that? Golden, golden.
Keep them doggy.
Golden boy. Okay, so Golden's good. So did Chris put anything in chat yet? Anybody see Chris?
Oh, hi. Move him up, get him in, roll him out. Brought him in,
Rolling. Give me the floor. I am gonna have to make an announcement here. Is this prelim?
Who have
Prelim?
we? It's Patrick Preliminal.
Prelim. Can you hear me?
He's muted.
Pirelli.
Test.
You're,
Hi.
hey, prelim.
Hi. Yeah.
Hey, man.
Hey,
I'm gonna let you in here, bud. And I've known you for many years, and I need you to be respectful.
Yeah.
And don't cut people off. So,
Okay.
as long as we all stay respectful, we'll continue the stream. So I don't want any problems. So let's have a good stream.
I understand.
And you have not messaged me in a while, so things must be going pretty good for you, huh?
Yeah, I'm just one day at a time, and things are okay.
Did you hear about what we were talking about earlier, or when did you come into the stream?
I just arrived. I was working on a painting, and
okay. We were talking earlier about timelines and timelines and what was the other one, Sharky? Time travelers. So
in consciousness.
Yeah, and consciousness.
Right.
And I kind of feel all three probably have a connection there.
Do you mean like each person's frequency of what they're seeing?
Yeah, kind of like can you reach consciousness like within yourself? Can you do that? Because I'm finding it hard to get there. I've only remember being there, as I explained to everybody else before. I only remember being there the one time when I think I died from kidney failure in 2016. I felt what consciousness was, and I didn't have a body, no arms, no legs, but it felt really like everything was going to be okay. Very calm. It was very nice.
Do you mean like
You like super consciousness?
Whatever. Consciousness, super.
Like you're the real you from the spirit point of view?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. I had I had a really like a message dream that showed me. This is about 3 months
What's
ago.
up, Pre?
Hi, that showed me it without any words. It showed me transcendental meditation. That's what I interpreted. And while the dream was happening, I felt super aware, and everything had a unearthly glow, like the plants around me had a aura, or a. It didn't look like they were plants, normal plants, except they all had a radiant, illuminate quality. If that makes any sense. I mean, it was not a typical dream. It was a message dream. And I felt that was super consciousness or spirit consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I, that's my response to what you were saying, and I missed the earlier part of the show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, that was a good answer. Um.
How's David? How's Chris?
They both dropped out.
Um,
And Sharky has school days, so he dropped out. So it's Vinek, you and me.
Vinek,
Yo, Patrick. Hey, Patrick. Yo.
good to see you.
Yeah, man. How have you been, dude?
I have been emotional, and I've got it under control.
Okay.
I kind of had some anxiety in the previous days. Some people are mad at me.
Mm.
I'm sorry. In a way, it was unfair because they brought up a subject that I'm not, that goes way back for me. And it brought up a lot of old feelings about media control and people that kind of ruined the music industry, and it's
Yeah, you really care about that, huh?
yeah,
Because
because I was always very
yeah, you're
passionate about
very passionate about well,
about
not
music.
melancholy, but like a nostalgia. It's like it's certain nostalgia
Yeah,
for you, right?
it is. Yeah,
Well, your type of music is a bit different than
oh
the.
no, I'm eclectic. I like all different kinds of music, but
Yeah.
I don't like things that degenerate the future outlook. When it gets trashy, then that's what upset me about, because it was very manipulated by the people that were owning it, and they kind of made their own version of what they would promote, like with mainstream rock radio playing the same thing over and over. And when MTV came on the air,
I'm
they
kind of lost.
they, they if
I don't
you
know. You kind of lost me, and I think my chat's probably lost too. I don't think
it's
anybody
okay.
really knows.
It's it's something. Yeah, it is harder for younger people to understand. Like if you were
I mean,
18 in 19.
what is it about music that got you upset, or you got
The,
upset over music? I mean, what was the
the,
topic? Was the topic music or something like that?
yeah, well, yeah, because the media control they neglected what was really interesting and inspiring of that time. And a lot of younger people kind of don't know what they missed. And this is way back. It's old. It's old news. I don't even want to bring it up. But when I saw the direction of things, I mean, by the time 1989 came around, it was already so bad, and younger people don't see that because they're only familiar with what was popularized.
Oh, okay. So you guys are talking about how the music manipulates people.
The media, the owners of the media, the wealthy, that own the networks.
So you were looking for who to blame out of the music.
Well, they were promoting.
So you're not blaming the artist or the radio stations.
No, not the artists. Well,
Why?
The owners of the radio stations in the late 70s, and
why would you not blame the artist? That's the main part
because
of it.
they were promoted by those who owned the media.
And you don't think they knew they were doing wrong?
They weren't doing anything wrong. It's just that the owners were not promoting the ones that were left outside, were never aired.
Oh. Hey, David. How's it going? We got David back up. Sorry we lost you.
Oh no, I had that lead, dude, because you know what? I was really loud for you guys, but I couldn't hear you at all.
Oh, yeah, I figured you couldn't hear us. That's why, because we were trying to talk to you at one point.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, I was like, oh, I gotta go. I'll be right back. But yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And Prelim was trying to talk to you at one point, and that was just as you dropped out. So I don't know if he had anything to talk to you about or whatever.
I'm just thankful for the show and people putting up with me because this year's been rough on me. I don't know about you guys.
Well, it's been rough for everybody.
Well, my house burnt down in January, so it's almost been a year. So yeah, it's been a rough year too. Yeah,
I'm kind of bent out of shape. So this is. I hope I don't mean to treat you as therapy, but I'm trying to keep it level and not. You know, I don't want to disrespect anyone. Music is a sore subject for me, so I'm trying to not talk about.
It sounds like you probably shouldn't have joined in on that subject then.
Yeah, you're right. It kind of came about unexpectedly, and then I kind of freaked. I kind of got emotional, and
All I know is, man, you got to talk to somebody, dude, and that's what I feel, dude. Music is therapy. Music can also kick you in the ass, dude, and kick your ass even when you're down, and take you down. Trust me, man. I've been there. I know how it is, dude. I rap, dude. I'm a lyricist. I know, like, trust me. I know about music, man. It's good, and it can also take you down.
No, I agree with Zenman.
See, I'm from
Dr. Hold on, Prelim.
Sorry.
Dr. Emoto's water experiment shows what different frequencies can do to you, so I won't listen to anything harsh anymore. And I totally agree. I totally agree with you. I have actually been that way my whole life. You know, the lower frequencies you can feel when you're in them, and I try my best to stay away from them. And if I walk into a low frequency, I turn around and walk right back out. But in some instances, it's hard to do, hard to get away from. So, it's boy, yeah, I could
It's like feeling oppressed, and the way you want things to go doesn't it doesn't turn out that way. Like when you're 18, 19, or 20, you're an idealist, and you have idealism, and you hope things get more interesting. But instead, in my case, it went in a direction that I hated. I couldn't stand like that. What was popular after 1982 got worse and worse. By 1990, it was disgusting.
We
From
need
my
to let go of the past. That's the
yeah,
problem, bro. You gotta
yeah.
let go of the good days and
Oh
move
yeah,
on.
I'm not
Better
I'm not
good days.
I'm not saying that's what I still want, but I'm
Oh
saying
no, no.
those old
But dude,
feelings are still there. So there's like a deep wounds.
but I get you, bro. I sometimes I find myself a lot in the past, man. Like I miss being a kid. Like I miss all my old friends. I miss
Can
hey, I
you,
remember that girl. Like
David?
you know
Can
what I
you
mean? Like
back, David? Can you back away from the mic again? You were getting really loud again.
I didn't want to say it.
Can you
oh
back
man,
away?
nice, dude. You know what? I'm leaving. See you guys later.
I,
No, I'm
I
just
think it
kidding.
wasn't so bad.
Put your
The voice,
earpiece in and put the.
Dude, I was louder then. I don't know.
I think for
Well, you
anyone
sound like you
in
echoing for one thing.
in Holland, I think in Holland it wasn't so bad. I think America had a very narrow tunnel vision of media monopoly.
Yeah, I think so too. I think Europe is a different story.
Yeah.
Also house music. At the end of the 80s, we had like, well, of course, disco, and disco became house and dance. And so
Yeah.
there was this very diverse scene in the Netherlands. You know,
Uh,
our best export product at that time in the 90s was actually DJs.
huh.
Believe it or not,
But
you know.
also
I,
prelim. I
yeah.
think you got to learn how to grow
Oh
away
yeah.
from
I'm not.
grow away from things. You know, it's
Oh
like
No, but
yeah, Patrick.
it's
I'm
just
not. I'm
it's
not staying in that zone. I mean, I'm already over it. But
it's something that will always be a
but
part of
yeah,
fairly
I'm
minimal.
still. It'll always be a huge disappointment for
Yeah,
that era and the chain reaction that followed.
yeah,
So it's like I I'm sentimental for the direction that I envisioned back
yeah.
then.
You should have tied
Uh,
into another timeline, right? Where the
oh
music
yeah,
went
I mean, I
went in a
still
different
listen to.
direction.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the surface music, not all the cool independent music that's been going on all this time. I still find a lot of interesting music, but it's not brought to the masses.
Yeah, well, that's all for a reason, you know. It's yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so I kind of feel like there's a gridlock of who owns the media, and I think it's pretty obvious in how it affects everything: architecture, automobiles, the culture, the feeling in the airwaves.
it's all fake
Look at
anyways.
the way
With all
people
that.
dress. Like I always hated baseball caps.
Yeah, me
I'm
too.
serious. I just
Yeah.
can't. I hate seeing
Well,
people
I don't
wearing
hate
baseball
them that
caps.
deeply, but I'm just like,
What what what
why
pant?
don't you wear
It
something
looks
nice?
so stupid. It's
It
like
What
does.
pants?
it's nothing against you, but I hate
What kind
baseball
of pants? Baseball pants?
baseball caps.
Okay.
Like I. Why do people wear baseball caps?
Oh,
Because it's
baseball
America.
caps. Oh, what
Yeah,
I'm wearing right here?
yeah.
I don't know.
What?
I've worn them all my life. I don't
I
know.
know, but I'm just saying. To me, that's like it looks really tacky and
You didn't even like snapbacks, bro?
what slap what
No, Prelim is one of the. He wore the Gene Simmons headband. right?
I don't even know what that is. No, I didn't
No.
wear any headband.
You know,
Because it never
snap hats are
existed.
the ones that are not fitted hats. They snap. You know, you can like take the hat off and you can like click them together, like back in the day.
No, I didn't wear any hat. I just had my hair.
Yeah, look at my hair. It's great, isn't it?
So some people like
Yeah,
some things,
Put
you
that
know.
stupid baseball cap back on.
Hey, Voynich, you
No, but
shut up with your
okay,
long hair,
okay.
man.
I'm being critical. I'm being critical because that's where I'm coming from. I'm like to me, I liked Metropolis, the movie from 1927, and I imagine futuristic, modern. I like really modern, futuristic stuff. I was hoping everything would get really cool and modern, and nothing looks modern today. Like we're not in a 2021 in my point of view. Like everything
Dude,
looks
things only get uglier. I mean,
it gets
look at the way.
uglier. I agree.
Look,
It's
look at the
uglier.
fashion these days. Look at the fashion. It doesn't
I
make
know.
any
I
sense.
I hate
It doesn't
the
have any color. It doesn't have any style.
No, it's got no
People,
style. It's got
people,
no modern.
people
It's
don't
not-
know how to combine things. It just looks straight
Right.
up silly.
It
It looks
is.
like, why are you wearing like tight pants with an oversized shirt upon it, and then
Right.
you know, and then
I
and then
totally
they don't have
thank
a
you.
way they dress their hair. They have two
Yeah,
hairstyles,
it's stupid.
two
now.
hairstyles. You know,
Hate
on
it.
one head. It's crazy, dude. It looks like
Yeah.
it looks like that crazy movie. I never seen that movie in which they also dressed like
And I
totally.
love you guys. Look, David and Patrick are some of my favorite people of this time, and I would never say anything to offend you. But I hope you respect that I'm seeing it from a kid that grew up in the 70s, and I was watching things like Logan's Run and science fiction, and I mean we were dreamers back then. We were looking for like flashy, ultra modern, everybody looking like really cool and new wave and that kind of thing. So I'm trying to
Like
describe it in
did you have the Michael Jackson jacket prelim?
no, I couldn't stand Michael Jackson.
Hey, I know how you feel, dude. I grew up broke,
couldn't,
man.
I hated
I had
it.
no internet. And I know what you mean, dude. I used to, dude, I had nothing. I didn't even get a computer until 2011, bro. And I didn't even know how to work it. Like, and that's when I got my Facebook. Like, dude, I'm just saying, man, I was like broke and old school back in the day. And so I know.
Yeah, I was
younger than you, bro. I understand. But dude, I didn't have it all either, man, at all.
I was the underground kid. Like I liked things that were rebellious and going.
Did I
for,
say Gene Simmons? I meant Richard Simmons. Did I say Gene Simmons?
Oh
No, you
I
said
meant-
Richard Simmons.
Yeah,
Did I
with
say
the
Richard
headband.
Simmons?
Yeah, because Gene
No.
Simmons is the one with the tongue, and it
Yeah,
didn't.
that's
It didn't connect.
Kiss. Because Brenda was like laughing my ass off. Gene Simmons headbands. Did Richard Simmons wear a headband or not? Yeah. I said Richard Simmons. The headband.
Never
around
happened, dude.
him.
Never happened. But wait, there's more.
Yeah. You can actually rewind this and see what I said. Wow, what a concept. We're really living in the Twilight land now, aren't we?
No, but I got to give some credit to Prelly, because when I look at Americans, I can spot an American, from the way they
Because they're
dress.
spoiled little rats.
No, they're not spoiled. They just lack style of dressing. I'm like, why
Do
you
I
always
lack
wear
style?
why always a shirt and a sweater? That's it. A shirt and a sweater and a baseball cap, and shorts or jeans. And the other thing, I don't like sneakers. I don't like sneakers. And,
Yeah, I prefer.
and everybody
hiker.
wears
I
sneakers.
prefer a
these days.
hiker.
you cannot even buy normal shoes because they all have these white soles. I don't want white soles under my normal shoes. I just want black soles or brown soles or whatever. Red soles, I don't care.
Exactly. I just went to the shoe store last night. I could not find one pair of shoes that I liked. They
Right.
all look stupid. They all look bad. I didn't
Yeah.
like a single pair in the whole store.
Yeah, but that happens to me all the time, and once every 2 or 3 years, I might find a nice pair of shoes, and I might buy two pair. But I always buy like quality shoes because I went off that path once, and I thought, oh, we'll just buy shoes for one season, and I feel so ripped off because at the
Yeah.
end of the season or at the end of the year, you can just throw them away. You can't use the sole, you can't use the top. It's just gone, and then.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why did I pay 60 or 80 bucks for that? I can also
Yeah.
spend 100 and I buy some shoes that will last me for 10 years. Dude,
Right.
I have garment that's like 20, 30 years old. Same goes for shoes. I like quality. Yeah.
Me too. I go to a thrift store and find a nicer pair of shoes
Oh yeah,
that are
definitely.
20 years old than
Yeah.
the garbage that's at the new store for $60.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever paid over. I think I may have paid $60 at one point for uh maybe a pair of hikers or something like that. I don't think I've ever paid that much for a pair of tennis shoes. 30 maybe.
Wow. For me, it doesn't even start at 60. 60 is just that's a real
That's
how
a
do you say
lot
knockoff.
for me. For me, that's a
Yeah,
lot.
I'm with Zenwin. I don't have enough money to be fashion sense.
No,
Yeah.
but
No,
it's not about having enough money
Right.
because
He's
if
got
you
a point.
spend $100 this year instead of and the shoes will last for, well, let's say 5 years.
Yeah, I think that's
that,
with
that's
anything. If you can afford a better product, you're going to get better use out of it. With that,
You can find a really good factory shoe, like black, stylish, made in 1970, that some old guy discarded, for $10,
yeah,
and they'll last you 5 years.
yeah.
But that kind of shoe isn't even made anymore. Like,
Yeah.
you can't find them at a new store. But we're talking, personal. It's like you can't be, if you're surrounded by cactus and you're some kind of a, if you're a different kind of animal, and the popular consensus, it kind of suffocates you. It's really hard to conform to what they're doing. You feel like, oh my God, my kind is all dying, and I'm a remnant of, I'm like a lost battalion.
Yeah.
do you
I'm
guys?
sure that if I would be in America and my fashion would just stand out, people would say to me all the time, "Where are you going? Why are you all dressed
Yeah.
up?"
Yeah.
And I'm not all dressed up. I just have style, motherfuckers.
Right. See, I belong in Netherlands. I know it. I would fit in. I don't belong in America. I'm convinced. I should have jetted out of here when I was 18 or 19, like in Sweden or Netherlands, anywhere, in Europe. I relate to those people way more. But that's just me, and I'm gonna be quiet now. I'm sorry. This is what happened on the other show. Like when I was on the other night, and nobody was understanding me, and I felt really alone in the whole crowd. I was like, oh God, I'm not getting anywhere. I got all.
Now I'm here, Preli. I understand you. I mean,
Warney's here, man.
yeah, we share some.
I relate to Patrick on different levels. Like I'm trying to have integrity. So I'm sorry. It's complicated, man.
I know, man.
Yeah, I mean, everybody is who they are. I mean, you gotta stay with who you are. Be who you are.
Right.
And you can always improve it. Just have an open mind and take in,
Yeah.
take in, what do you call it? Criticism.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want to. How am I wanting to
I
say it?
like. Do you know what? Do you know what critical thinking is so downplayed now? Like you're not even
What am I
allowed
trying to
to be
say?
critical think. Like critical thinking is treated wrong. It's like if
Yeah.
a person's being constructively critical, they're not putting
That's it.
anything
Constructive
down.
criticism. Yeah.
Constructive criticism means they're trying to bring things
Like,
forward
To a higher
to
like,
level, right?
for you, instant.
yeah,
For you, prelim.
yeah.
I know you very well, and um, here I'm gonna give it to you honestly.
Sure, go right ahead.
Everybody has uh everybody has ups and downs, and you've had some downs lately. You've messaged me, um a few times that you're having problems, and I know
Yeah.
you haven't been. And sometimes when you get into chat rooms and you get up on there,
Yeah.
you I feel like sometimes you do try to dig a little, like you're sounding like you don't know what like you never heard something in your life, and you really have. So you play around a little bit, I feel. And
No, no.
some
Sometimes
people,
there are things people bring up, like Illuminati. I don't really
but I think
understand
it's the mood
that.
that you're in at the time. That's
Okay.
what I'm saying is sometimes you come in. So you came in my room very upset one time,
I
just
did.
going off. Right?
Oh,
Remember that?
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that?
I'd have to
The
Oh.
see.
Illuminati doesn't exist.
So
No,
sometimes
they don't.
maybe you're
They've
not
changed
as
their name.
upset, but you
Well,
try to.
I'm
You
sorry,
try.
Patrick. I'm gonna try to not be upset anymore. I want to.
Yeah,
No,
but it's
no,
cool.
no. I'm
Don't be
not
so.
saying that at all.
I mean, it's
Oh,
it's it's a it's a five-way therapy, dudes.
You
That's
have to
all.
learn. Like I
but
was
I
saying,
want to
you
be
have to be
wise.
open
I don't want to
minded
be
and
like.
learn. Just learn and respect. And if you're
Yeah.
in a really bad mood, maybe it's not a good idea to go into the show. Maybe just talk and chat and say, "Hey, this is what's going on," and not go on video chat and you
Yeah.
know try to
Yeah.
start something.
Yeah. Kenjiro is all mad at me now. Like he because I was on Kenjiro's show the other night, and I, somebody brought up stuff that got to my. There's the old me and the new me, and I try to resist the old me as
Queen,
much.
no, I just want to stop you for a second and then let
Sure.
Queen know nobody in here's arguing. We're just kind of helping prelim open his eyes to a little bit of what constructive criticism and stuff like that. Nobody's arguing on here, so you don't need to leave. It's not a bad vibe by any means. Prelim has been very good
Yeah.
in here tonight.
No complaints.
No complaints here. He's been very respectful.
I like.
Right, Voynich?
Huh?
I said it right, Voynich?
Right,
Yep.
right, because we can't be sterile. We can't be free of things that we feel strong about. So, but we have to present them in a way that is respectful to others. We can't just go off on people.
No,
we
and
have to-
it's when you feel like I don't know how to say it, like when there's something on your mind, and you go into you might go into
Yeah.
it's also very easy just to let that go and just to join the topic and to just not address that feeling that you have, just to lose it,
Right.
because you can also lose it by sharing it, but
Yeah.
you can also lose it by just not addressing it.
Yeah. And I learned a lot from that show on just the other 2 nights ago, and I'm like, wow, I can really get triggered by.
Yeah,
I have to really watch that.
yeah, just be cool,
Yeah, keep it cool.
or stay groovy. That's also a solution.
I think that's starting to
Yeah.
catch on.
I like that. Yeah, keep the love and the light, and don't fall into the dark, because it's easier to get mad than it is to just generate.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
And especially when you are like upset, and
yeah,
when you overcome that, it's such a well, it's not such a big win, but you really feel the difference. Like, hey, it's actually gone. You know.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Working on it. Thank you.
No, but this. I mean, streaming on YouTube and via these Hangouts and Streamyard. It's a therapeutical thing. For many people. I mean, it is for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's I really don't know where I would be at right now if I didn't have you guys, honestly, because I mean, I don't see a lot of people. I really don't, and it gets really fucking boring. And
100%.
I hate not having a vehicle. It's killing me.
Oh God.
Because I'm so used to being out and about, and you know, I am not a home person. I'm not a person that likes to stay home.
Me neither. I'm not even in my home city, so I feel. It's been 20 years. I felt like a prisoner since I came to Madison. I'm not a Madison kind of guy, and circumstances have kept me here.
Yeah.
I'm not blaming any. I blame myself, but I'm trying to just. I better stop there because it's a hard thing to talk about.
Dude, you gotta let the anxiety go. Just go and do it. I know what you're feeling, dude. I used to be like that. Like he was just saying,
I work.
I like to be out and go, dude. I've never ever been a hermit. Never ever sat in my house.
No,
Got older.
In
What am I
Milwaukee,
doing?
there was.
Yeah,
There
it's
You know what I mean? You sit in your house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As you get older. But I'm saying, like, just you gotta go. I do it, and it's like, damn,
oh
man.
man,
Yeah.
it's so fucking cold out, and
Oh, I don't care, dude. I'm sledding.
No, even
Give me
like,
a
if you
bid.
have good-
I'm ready to rip.
I used to like the cold until I got
you're-
the neuropathy in my hands and in my feet,
Ouch.
and when the nerves get cold, they hurt worse.
You-
I really should be.
Well, yeah,
warm.
dude. You're in Wisconsin, bro.
Yeah.
That's why you gotta wear gloves, my dude.
Yeah, I do wear gloves.
You gotta. It still
I gotta
bothers you.
move to.
That
I gotta
sucks.
move to Florida is what I gotta do.
Yeah, and then you'll
But
fucking
that's-
get like you'll be
that's-
melted time you get
That's
there.
the opposite. Yeah, it's so humid. It's the opposite extreme. Like somewhere between like North Carolina. I think, Patrick, you would love.
Hey, at least I'd have a place to stay if I went down to Florida. My ex-wife told me I could stay with her.
Oh yeah.
That's a good idea to stay with
Hey.
your
Oh, dude, you can go down to Florida camp any way you want, dude.
I should
You
say
got
my first ex-wife, not my daughter's ex-wife.
Yeah,
Not
I
that
was born in West Palm Beach, baby. Let's roll.
Do you
Yeah.
get along?
Down there.
You
We
get
got
along
family
with-
in Georgia.
My oldest daughter lives down in Florida with my or not. They don't live together with my ex-wife. They live, I think.
My
Right.
brother lives in Key West. He loves it. Loves
Mm.
him and his wife. They oh wait, they just except they were there for a real long time. Then they just moved to Sarasota.
Mhm.
So now they're in Sarasota, and they love it there just as much.
Yeah.
I'm not a Florida guy. Like I would hate Florida. I was there once, and I don't like. I don't really like Florida. It's not.
I love snow and warm weather. That's all I know.
I loved Florida. I just didn't like. There was just the only thing I didn't like was there was too many people.
Yeah.
Too
Well,
many
I
people.
they're
That's what you
working
get.
on
Wow.
that. They're working on that.
And it seemed like the whole state of Florida was too full. Like there
Oh
was
yeah.
too many people. Like it was.
It is.
It's not like it's
Dense.
not like Wisconsin where you can go out your back door and you can find uh
Right.
lone. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
go in the woods. You can be by yourself with the animals and stuff like that. That's a reason why I couldn't move to Florida is because of
Are
the
you kidding?
freedom here.
Florida
Huh?
has that, dude. So does it Maine, New Hampshire.
Where do you find that?
Yeah, it's see, you're talking about the cities in Florida, dude. Florida, dude, they got jungles,
Dude, I'm
swamps. You
talking
can
about
get swimming up in your
the
backyard.
small town. Even the small towns are they're connected. You don't even know what the hell
Yeah,
town you're in. And,
no, that's the ghettos. That's yeah, I get you.
yeah, well,
I mean,
that's all I could
yeah,
afford to live in.
yeah. We be in the ghettos, bro. We be. Hey, man, what you cooking that? The gator. That's what they do.
Yeah,
Yeah, I wouldn't like that either. I just want to be by myself with some pine trees and white birch, and I'll be
I
happy.
I lived in Tempe, Arizona for a little while too, for about a year. And I don't know, I didn't mind Arizona, but it was just too much sand and too dry. It wasn't my type of thing. It was one weather all the way through and pretty hot. Um, at least it wasn't humid like Florida, but I didn't
Yeah,
mind
you're
Arizona.
pretty
It's
hot,
just that
bro.
I didn't want to I didn't want to live in the desert.
Pretty hot, bro. You're pretty hot.
I'm in Tempe. Oh, Zenwin's in
I
Tempe.
I see you in North Carolina, Patrick.
I lived in Tempe and I worked at the Circle K over by I think it was over by the college there. I think it was pretty close to the college.
Check out Charlotte, North Carolina. If you ever, get over there. That's. Could you hear me? My
Yeah,
phone might be
yeah.
breaking. Okay.
I've
Show your face there, big guy. Come on.
I've been through North and South Carolina.
Pretty don't want to show his
I've been
face.
through North and South Dakota.
You should at least make a painting of your face and put it up. That would be dope.
I
That would
like
be awesome.
I like Montana, Colorado, all them places, the mountains.
Yeah, Colorado would be a dream.
West Virginia was pretty cool.
Damn right. I would love to go where Mike Murphy is. Let's roll, baby. I'd love to go to the woods.
And I've been to Arkansas. First time I ever been to Arkansas, I went there to meet Sharky. And that was the first time I ever been to Arkansas.
What was the vibe like?
In Arkansas?
Yeah.
Hillbilly-ish.
Okay. All right.
But people could come up to Wisconsin and say, "Hey, it's hillbilly-ish up here too."
It is. No, in a lot of ways, it is. I agree.
Because you really get around some really stupid people around here,
Yeah.
and I'm like, "Did you sleep with your sister?"
Dude, see, that's the thing, yo. You stop judging. People might seem stupid, but they're not stupid. There's a lot of smart people out there, man. Even
Yeah.
though they
Yeah.
seem
And
stupid.
some are so practical that they
Well,
have
and
You think they're so dumb, but they fix your truck. You'd be like, oh,
right.
and I'm actually
you know what I mean?
talking.
Like,
I'm
you'd be
actually
surprised.
talking that way for conversation. You know,
No, I
because
know.
I really wouldn't go up to
I
him and
know.
say you're stupid. You're
Right.
stupid. Did you sleep with your fucking sister? You know,
There is a lot of negative vibe that people in Wisconsin, though. I mean, it like for me, that's why I love Milwaukee, because in Milwaukee is like 9 different cities. Each side of town is totally different than the next.
night Cammy.
So, like when I'm on the east
Shut up,
side,
prelim.
it's way more
Wait.
positive. You meet a lot of really nice
I'm
people.
quiet now.
Good night, Cammy.
Night, Cammy. So I'm a big fan of East Side Milwaukee. To me, that's where
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
just wanted to put that in there.
Yeah. So, anybody got anything else to say about Santa Claus?
Santa.
Cock-a-doodle-doo!
Santa Claus,
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
he came to me. Santa Claus, Santa
I
Claus.
am not in the
Santa Claus.
I'm not in the Christmas spirit this year. I don't
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
I don't feel it.
Me neither, prelim, dude. I don't celebrate this shit, bro. My family doesn't hang out with me, dude. You know what they tell me?
Oh, that
if you're
must
gonna
be my
don't
alarm
talk
going
about
off.
that conspiracy
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
shit. That's what they tell me, man. Leave it home or don't come at all. So I never come. That didn't sound good, pause. But yeah. And
Yeah.
I don't come over my family's house because they don't want me talking conspiracy theories. So then they're conspiracy theories. But yeah, it's weird.
Turn
man.
your volume down.
It hurts, man. David, can you try to improve things with your folks? I mean,
Yeah, the volume is. It was better half 30 minutes ago, but now it's back to the old volume. Yeah.
What
Hey,
did you
Bonnie,
do? What did
you know, you could
different?
turn your volume up, because I can't hear a fucking word you're saying.
Yeah, that's because I turned my volume down, so I can. So
Oh, I can hear you now. You turned it up. You're hitting the button,
right.
aren't you?
So now you can, but now I hear you shouting. So it's a delicate balance.
Dude, I'm
Yeah,
yelling
I
at
know.
my camera,
It's
bro.
like
My mic's way over here, bro. That's weird.
Every time you talk, David, we gotta turn our mics down, but we have to turn them back up to listen to everybody
You know what?
else.
Maybe it's your microphones, not mine, bro. I'm just an LG from China. Give me a break.
Crazy, crazy.
Mine's probably
It's probably that, David. Must be that.
Yeah. Get that jacket.
Voynich. Are you
Good
gonna
try,
meet with
Tom, so
family?
listen in.
Are you gonna meet with family for Christmas?
No.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
I said goodbye to my family and my friends 4 years ago. So,
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Is this better?
I'll be doing what I did for Thanksgiving. I'll be eating probably a bowl of
Still loud?
raisin bran.
Oh man.
to really get into the Christmas vibe, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that was my
Am I
thing.
still loud?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're still loud.
I don't know, man.
Hey, if there's any member of your family that will still, respect and communicate with you, that keep that going and strengthen it, if you can.
Yeah, well, there's my mother. I still see my mother, though. It's become superficial.
Oh,
So it's just.
to
Yeah,
me,
I got.
She feels horrible for having so much difference in convictions, right?
yeah.
She says, I think it's so horrible that we differ so much in opinion,
Yeah. Yeah.
And she thinks it's so horrible of me to think that way. You know, she thinks that I'm just being recalcitrant. Is that a word in English?
Um,
Recalcitrant,
recalcitrant.
right? And I'm saying, so you actually think that I just want to be a rebel for being a rebel? I'm not doing that. I'm just pointing out the things that are wrong. And all that she can do is give me a one-liner that's just a suggestion that's based on just suggestion, and it doesn't move from that. It just stays there. It's
Yeah.
impossible to have
Huh.
uh, any depth in the conversation, any depth.
Yeah. I mean, well, if I could speak, like my mom was always hard to talk to because she was sort of in her own world and talking about. I mean, she likes gardening and close to, she always was interested in things I couldn't relate to, so I could never really. It was hard to talk to her about stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would still try to just, say something nice. I wouldn't say, well, I can't relate to that. It was just, but it was never like we could never talk about the big picture or God or
Right.
spiritual things or art. And she liked my art and always encouraged my art. Yet um, there was no conversation. There was like that's that's
So
really
yeah,
hard.
and that's very
When you can't
disappointing,
talk
right?
to your, when you
It's
can't
very
talk to your parents
yeah,
about what you want to talk about, then you feel this weird distance.
yeah.
Dude,
and
you do good art. I think Bree
and
does
and
great
and,
art.
and the thing about
But
this
I think he
distance.
needs to express himself in other ways as well. His
Did,
art
did,
is fire.
did you
Awesome.
see the one I did of Patrick? And I also did one of him and Rational 65 or Rational 25.
I think I've seen the one you did at Patrick. I think it looks just like him, if it's the one that I've seen, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken. But yeah, dude, I'm
thanks.
telling you, man.
If you guys need a portrait, sometimes it takes me a while to get going. But if I look at a photo long enough, I'll figure out how to do a good portrait.
There's other ways to express
No
yourself
charge.
as
I mean,
well, dude.
I'm not a money artist. I'm not one of these guys looking for
No,
money.
I know that.
I enjoy art. To me, it's a spiritual thing. I just enjoy art. It's a language, and what inspires me is when someone likes it. Then it's like, oh, I feel great.
Yeah.
Like if I sell something maybe once a year, it's never for big money. It's just like it's more just like extra. Anyway, I'll stop.
Well, if you can make money on it, do it, dude. That's all I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with fucking trying to make a living, bro. I'm
Yeah.
sick of all these people talking shit,
No,
Have you ever made a video? I'm not talking to you guys, but I'm like these people that talk shit. Have you ever even tried to make a video, even a 2-minute video, and then put it out? It's time consuming. It's not as easy as you think. I couldn't even imagine being stable. That dude bangs out shit. And you too, Robert. Same thing with Voynich. I don't know, dude. I have a freaking cheap Android phone. You know what I mean? I gotta upgrade, obviously, because I've had it for a while, and then you get a new one, and da 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 da. So you don't have to pay for it. But yeah,
Well,
it is
welcome,
so much time
Truthless.
consuming putting this stuff together, though, bro. I mean, yeah, live streams, it's cool to let it basically freestyle, and which is awesome. I love it, right off the cuff. But I'm just saying, like, why do people hate that people are trying to make $1? I don't understand.
Yeah. I mean, no, that's okay. I think some people are good at that, and it comes natural to them. I'm not a salesman. I never was. I always feel beside myself if I'm trying to sell something. I feel like.
Oh, that reminds me.
Yeah,
I have
You don't have
this.
to be, bro. You put
This
your work out
special
there.
pen I have this special pen that writes whatever you write with it. You it it just manifests its whatever. Uh, Prelim. It's only $20 today. Would you like to get this? $20, only $20.
I love to have that snake oil. Give me it.
I gotta try that. Like, you'll see what I mean. Like, if I tell you I'm trying to sell something, you'll be like, Pat, stop. Like, don't.
It's the last one I got, but I'll tell you,
God.
it works great. I just tried it out last night. I made me and drew me a nice looking woman.
Ooh, yeah.
Yes, it was awesome. You should $20 only today, because the price will go up. I'm telling you, it will go up because every time I draw something, I'm filling this room up with girls.
Oh, yeah,
girls,
it's dollar
girls.
bills climbing. You better
Yeah.
understand it.
And so before the ink is gone out of here, you're gonna want to buy this. $20? No.
No, that's that holy water. Hey, I can build a house.
Dude,
Just grab
did
this holy water. I'll splash it on you. You be having a house.
Have
Hey.
any of you guys ever worked for Kirby the vacuum? Kirby the vacuum. You ever hear of it? Kirby. So I worked for this company called Kirby, and they sold these really expensive vacuums. We're talking like $3,000 to $6,000 for this vacuum, and most people had to obviously make payments, but you would get a down payment of like 1,000 or whatever. So, anyways, what you would get a commission
Like a rental center? I don't know if you guys have
no. We had to go door to door, to sell these vacuums.
Oh,
And if we sold a vacuum, we'd get some pretty good commission off it, right? A couple $100 per vacuum. But I tell you, I was not a very good salesman, obviously, because I had to quit within like a month. I was like not making any money, and I think I sold one vacuum in the whole month. And it's like every time somebody sold a vacuum, they would get their name put in like this drawing for like a vacation, Honolulu or whatever, Hawaii, whatever, and so, but hey, I couldn't make it as a living doing that. And then I tried mill work, working on the line in the mill day after day, and then after that going and milking cows and shit because I was paying so much child support that I couldn't afford my rent and everything, so I had to work 2 jobs. Oh my God, I got sick of doing that, and I said, "The hell with it! I'm starting my own damn business."
right. That you think it's hard to sell shit to people, bro. It really is, man. It's like vacuums, cars. Same thing. It's hard to sell.
Even taking a class about, like, I was taking art classes about how to sell yourself, and it didn't get through. Like, there's something blocking me, or it's just not in my way. Like, I want people to like it enough that they will, if they wanted to buy it, they would say something. I want to make it so inspiring that I don't have to sell it. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Like it sells itself, like?
Yeah, like the art speaks for itself. Like, somebody would really want that, regardless of who painted it. They just want that in their living.
When I started my own business, I started making a lot of money, and I was painting houses,
Yeah,
and making a good living. I was also refinishing decks and power washing houses, and I was making really good money. I just wish I would have stuck some of it.
That's
Taking
my
out
friend
community
Marcel
games.
did that ever since high school. He's been painting houses. He never stopped doing that. All he does.
And I
paint
would
houses.
love to go back and be able to do that right now. I
Yeah.
loved working with around different people, you know.
Yeah.
Uh,
Just go house to house, and all you do is you just do a good job, and you get better at it. Like he's a master at that now, you know.
mhm.
Yeah, unfortunately, my jobs weren't like that when I was younger. But yeah, I'll save that for another day.
All through 1989 to 2001, I was working 3 jobs, and double shifts, just so that I didn't have to, just so that I could have a nice 1-bedroom. I just wanted to live alone. I didn't want to have roommates, so I worked extra just so I could have my own place. And I didn't. I mean, to me, it didn't seem excessive. I liked the jobs I had. One of them was at a movie theater, just being a popcorn vendor. One was at a
I didn't
grocery.
like any jobs that I had, bro. I wanted money. That's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, mine were
One
all.
of my first jobs was
Bam,
flipping
bam,
burgers.
bam. Yeah, I didn't like all that stuff, bro.
Yeah,
I was
I was
fast
working
money, fast
in-
life, fast money. That's what I did.
Well, my pizza delivery job paid good tips, so that was like the best paying job I had through the 90s. But my other jobs were just cashier at a grocery and a cinema theater.
I respect that, though. I do. I respect that, man, because we need, like, my brother's that way too, man. I try to, he's like, no, man, it's just gonna get you in trouble, and I'm like, yeah.
It kept me up because in the 80s I was going to bar like every night. I was drinking very heavy and chasing girls and just.
I was born in '85, bro. I'm an
yeah.
'80s baby.
The 80s were
Oh, yeah.
exciting for nightclubs.
You gotta do something about that volume. You get it to where you're all right, and then all of a sudden,
Is it good like this?
blow my ears out.
Oh,
Is it bad like this?
that's better. That's better.
But when I come like this.
Yeah, you're.
Oh, okay. I get it. I got it.
Yeah, Teresa Lynch is the loudest person I've heard on any loud. Like she is twice as loud as you, David. So don't worry. I mean, she just blasts your ears out. She's got the loudest.
I
voice.
think
I still love her, but man, she is loud.
Just gotta lean back. Lean back.
I think I'm gonna call it a night anyways and get some sleep.
Thanks for listening.
Y'all know it's during the week. I gotta get up in a couple hours. So
great to hear from you guys.
Almost 4 hours, bro.
I know, and I wasn't even gonna do a stream tonight.
Do you guys remember? I got one Mandela effect. I remember Scotland being above Ireland in my old reality. Okay, but now Scotland's on top of England. And that totally blows me away. I was like, no. It wasn't above England. It was a separate country, and it was above Ireland. But in this reality, now Scotland is above.
Well,
England.
for one, I'd have to see the map, and two, I don't know if I would remember or not.
Oh, okay. I'm
not that keen
just
on.
me. I'm a geo.
I mean, I know where some places used to be. Geographically, but I don't. I probably wouldn't know.
Okay.
But anyways,
that changed. So
Cuba wasn't the size of Florida.
Cuba was small. It was small, and it was west No, wait, no. It was east of. It was
You
east
guys
of.
ever play that game Risk?
Yeah, yeah.
That's how I learned about most of the countries. But it didn't say Scotland on that Risk game. So it's
No.
like I don't know. I
Yeah.
know exactly where everything used to be on that board, and that's how it was. Uh,
I used to play
and
that. I used to love that game. Man,
and our
we made our own version called Nuclear Risk, and that was different. Like we changed the rules of it.
like South America don't even look normal to me anymore. I think it keeps
Oh, I
going.
know.
It keeps going. It looks like it's gonna run right over. I don't know where the hell that thing's going. Look at this. It might run over Cuba.
I just
Well,
wish
I'm gonna.
people would stop denying it. Come
Yeah.
on,
No, they don't
like
see it. They don't see it, David. They
they
don't
have
see
to,
it, man. You
because
would think
it is something for everybody.
you think they're in denial.
I think they're either scared or they don't.
Yeah.
They're like, oh boy, they don't want their bubble broken or something. I don't know, man.
Yeah, you're right. No, I think I could see that. That could be the case. It's too
Because
weird, and
come on, man,
they turn
everything
off. Right, they turn it off before they can acknowledge it. Yeah, and that could be the case.
to the
Okay,
Bible, to
do
the
you
music.
guys want to say any last thing to the people out there before we go, David?
I just want to say I love everybody in the chat. I love you, Patrick Voynich. Love you, brother. You
Patrick,
too.
Boynick,
Free.
David,
I love you guys, man. That's all. And thank you.
Queen.
And sorry for being loud.
You're not too loud.
No problem.
No, listen to Teresa. That's loud. Okay, you're not loud.
All right. Take care,
Thanks, you
Dave.
guys. I'm taking off. Bye. Good night.
See you later, prelim. Voynich, it's just you and I right now. Maybe Voynich left a long time ago. Voynich, where are you? Okay, so Voynich is gone, I guess. It was nice having you on, Voynich. See you later. It's just me. All right, so we come to another night. Hold on, let me get Voynich out of the bottom screen here. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. So, anyways, we will next time I stream, I will be bringing up. Good night, Zenwin. I will bring it. We're gonna continue the timeline talking because I really want to get more into that and get some videos and stuff about our history. Like how it's the mud flood and all that. That stuff is so interesting. So I want to get some stuff together before I run another stream. I have to say, if my kids were to ever watch this, I want them to know that I love them very much. And you guys are awesome. And it is awesome having a great community, belonging to an awesome community that cares for each other and tries to help each other through whatever times anybody's going through. And we need to keep doing that. Maybe we're the ones that has to show everybody else how it's supposed to be done. I don't know what I'm doing. It sure would be nice to have a book to tell me what I'm supposed to be doing. Anyways, good night, everybody. Have a good night.